Hello, my name is Andrea, and welcome to Geeky Girls Journal. I hope you all are having a great day. I am having a wonderful day so far. Cannot complain about anything. I really do not have a topic in place. Let me just start by telling you that. Well, I do have a topic. I thought of something, but it's going to be kind of loosely based on the flow of whatever God gives me today. So that's why I'm here. We're just gonna vibe it out, okay? We're gonna see what happens, see what the Lord says, see what it is that I'm supposed to say, because who knows what it is right now. I don't. But I'm here. I want to see how everybody's doing. Check you all out. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful, fantastic, marvelous day. I hope you are. Hey, Jay, how you doing? I know you did. You always do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can put you on the screen real quick. Yep, there you are. Thank you for coming on in here. So, all right, I just wanted to I don't know, I guess I'm just being a little transparent today. I'm having one of those transparent moments that I want to share, and it's not something that I'm just going through, to be honest with you. It's something that's kind of been happening throughout my life, you all. And I don't know, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm in the waiting season. That's what it is. And, if you all want to share something in the comment section, as always, make sure you go ahead and put your comments over there. Pop them on over there because I love to see them. I'm going to be feeding off of you, but also I'm just going to kind of go with the flow because I have nothing planned as usual, but it's just almost whatever thoughts come to my mind at that moment is what I'm going to talk about. So you all kick back, relax, feel free to chime in when you can. The title there says Trust God even when it doesn't make sense. So I do want to talk about that, trusting God even when it doesn't make sense. And this is for this is for the believer and the non-believer, because perhaps a non-believer will think about some of their, just think about some of the things that I'm going to say. That's what I'm saying. Just be a little receptive to some of the words that are coming out of my mouth. And as always, when I say something, you all go back and check it out for yourself. Do not take my word and just run with it. In fact, you don't have to believe what I say. You don't have to believe what I say, not even one bit. What I want you to do is when I say something, you go back and check it out for yourself. Check it out for yourself, because this way you'll have a deeper understanding. You can do some research. You can do whatever your heart's desires. Hey, Brand. Thank you for still being here, Jay. Yes, still here. I'm still here. Jay is still here. I'm wondering, I did a vertical live today, you all. I usually do the horizontal one, but I'm still trying to check out this vertical live thing. And I wonder if I'm on vertical live or the shorts feed. I don't know. I guess I'll find out once I finish this, but I'm just checking it out. Hey, Brand, he's talking to Jay. Let's see here. I love your water weave, Auntie. Brand, you know what? You would not be you if you didn't come in and say something like this all the time. Love your water wave here, Auntie. Yeah, well, this water wave need to be in the waves, need to be washed by some waves. But thank you for that, Brand. Hey, Matthew, thank you. He is with us. Yes, he is with us. And that, Matthew, thank you for bringing it up, is actually, in line with what I want to talk about, because I don't know about you all. Hey, everyone, you silly. I don't know about you all, but there are so many times in my life that and that's why I made this title, Trust God even when it doesn't make sense, because I found myself so many times questioning God. Now, I know some of you are probably like, you question God? Yes, I do. I ask lots of questions. I ask questions of people, and I also ask God questions. You know why? Because I believe he's listening, and I believe he answers me, and he does. I've had experiences where he answers back, and I've also had those experiences where I'm waiting. I'm like, God, where are you? Like, I feel like I'm in a moment right now in my life where I'm like, God, what's happening? What are we doing here? What do you want me to do? Which way do I go? And you know what? I just sometimes, like I said, I think I said this in another life. Sometimes I just want to just be like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think. I don't want to have to process it. I just want God to say, "Do this, daughter." That's the voice I imagine him to have. Even though he's never really had that voice with me, I just want him to say, "Hey, do this." Geeky girls, thanks, Auntie.
Down.
You're welcome. Hey, Lisa. Hey, how you doing?
Upside down.
Okay, good. But you're doing a good job. You can make an upside down heart. Just don't turn mommy's page because I need that. Okay, so I wrote those down. So don't scribble over those, but you can draw if you want to. Okay. So Brand is saying hi to Lisa. Hey Tay. Hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope that everything is going well over there on your channel. And I do pop in often, but most of the time I'm in the bushes, so I'm not commenting, but I'm there. So I see you cooking and everything, and you're doing such a great job. Oh, thank you. You know what, Tay, that really means a lot because I am not feeling well. And yes, I'm getting better, but I was saying to myself, you need to get on this live. It does not matter how you feel. It does not matter. You need to get up there, show your face, engage, because that's what's most important. And I don't even know what words are going to come out my mouth today, you all. I'm just waiting and hoping that the Lord put something on my tongue that helps somebody else. But I've had pink eye ever since Sunday. See, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I've had pink eye. It's getting better. I don't know where I got it. It's just this thing where it's been going around my house for like months, and it just jumps from one person to the next. And I'm telling y'all, we've probably had maybe 2 weeks where nobody's had pink eye. And I don't know, like my daughter, she works in a facility where she's around kids all the time. So she's usually the culprit, but she wasn't this time. It's like I was. I just don't know how I got it and where I got it. But thank you. I know I got off track. Thank you, Tay. Thank you for that compliment. I love it. So yeah, I don't know what Brand, I don't know what happened, how I got it, but I do. So I had pink eye, sinus infection, allergies. Just pray for me, y'all. God help me, because I have no. Yes. Yes, Tay. Oh, goodness. All the time. Like if it's not my daughter working around all the kids, it's my kids being in school. All those kids around my kids. And then they come back home and everybody. And then it's like once one person in my house gets it, it just it scatters, you know what I mean? And we try our best to try to maintain it and to keep the house sanitized as much as possible, but that's almost impossible sometimes. Like I'm walking around spraying stuff like a crazy person and wiping everything down every time I see anybody like go towards their eyes or touch anything. I'm like, no, stop, like, hey. So I'm like, hey, stop it. Be careful. Don't touch this. Don't touch that. You eating your veggies? Okay, Tay says she's eating her veggies. I eat my veggies, OG. Did you? Right, OG, did you watch Tom and Jerry today? OG, did you see Mickey Mouse? So yeah, I know I'm well aware if I want to get to the topic. And you all, keep engaging in the comment section. I love it. I will definitely address it as I see it. But I don't know. I was just thinking about a few things this morning, and I know I can't talk about everything at once, but I'm just going to touch on this one thing. And it was trusting God even when it doesn't make sense, because I felt like it was a reoccurring topic for me today. And I did think about other things as I was waking up this morning and I'm praying. I'm like, I do that prayer generally every day. Lord, protect my family. Lord, protect my husband, give him strength at work, protect my daughters while they're in school, my daughter that's in college, keep her protected from danger seen and unseen. I pray for myself while I'm driving the kids to school. Lord, keep me protected from those things I do not see. And again, I know that, let me just give my disclaimer before I continue, because I know that not everybody that is listening to me or that will listen to me believes what I believe. And that's quite all right with me. That I am nobody's God, and listen, I make the decisions in this household. I have to worry about Geeky Girls Journal household. I can't worry about everybody else's household. I mind my business. I don't mind everybody else's business. What you do on the other side of the screen is your business. So I'm never the one to try to make somebody believe what I believe. However, I do talk about God a lot. So for people that are uncomfortable with that, you know what to do. If you don't want to hear it, you just leave. That's fine. Just leave. I don't hold it against you because that's your choice. It's not for me to say that you're supposed to do this or that. You're a grown person. You do what you want to do. It's just my job as a believer to continue to tell people about God and tell them about his goodness. And if you make the choice, you make the choice. That's not on me. I've done my job. Let me see what everybody's saying. Hi. Hi, John Paul. I didn't see you come in because I was running my mouth, of course. Hey, Riaz. Wait a minute. I'm missing everybody. Y'all give me 1 second so I can go and say hi to everybody. Because the last thing I saw was Tay eating her veggies. Because OG. Hey, Riaz. I see you. I see you. Latoya is in the building. Hey, Latoya. Williams. She says, have a good, blessed morning, everybody. A good, blessed morning. Everybody have a good, blessed morning. And Riaz is speaking. Let me see. Hi, Lisa. Tay Eats. Okay, great. John Paul. Paul, I've seen you here before, and I hope I'm saying your name right. He says, John says hi, not he. You might be a he or she. I can't assume anything. So everybody's here. Hey, Latoya, just go. Okay, hey, Latoya. All right. So Tay says, just go. Stop yapping, geeky. She said, we love God over here. Oh, I know. So I just had to get a disclaimer because I'm telling y'all, somebody literally said to me, did I think I was Jesus? I don't want to come across like I'm Jesus because I'm not even fit, not even a percentage of me. I'm not even fit to pretend like I'm Jesus. I would never do that. I'm Andrea. That's all I can be. That's who I am. That's who God created me. That's who I am. That's who he created me to be. And that's who I am. I don't try to be anybody else. I'm not in competition to be the best. Copycat? You know what I mean? I'm Andrea. I'm Andrea, always have been, always will be. I've evolved. I have changed. My thought processes about certain things have definitely changed. But if they haven't, then I'm really being immature, right? That means I'm not showing any growth. So I'm actually glad that I have change of heart. And I'm also glad that God sees fit to change me in certain seasons of my life, because if he did not, then wouldn't I still be a babe on milk? I don't want that. I want to always be changing for the better. That's my goal, to be changing for the better, to become the best Andrea possible. And I know that being the best Andrea is being connected. I was reading this in the Bible. Let me see if I can find it. And I don't think I wrote it down in my notes. I just hope I can find it. It was about the vine. Oh my goodness. I hope I find it, you all, because man, what was it about? You know what? I can do a search because it was about being connected to the vine, and you would know what I'm talking about. I am the vine. I am the vine. Oh, okay, here it is. I got it. So this part helped me out this morning, as well as some of these other verses that I'm going to share with you all. But I got to say this part first. So what I was saying is I would never try to be anybody else, but I'm always trying to be the person that God created me to be. And I know that that's always going to take change. That's always going to take me being a little more self-aware. That's taking improvement, not self-improvement on my part, but because God is willing to work on me and work through me and do things that, he sees fit. And it says in John, wait a minute. Let me go to the full chapter. In John 15, John 15 and 3. This kind of touched me today. So it says, yes, I am the vine. You are the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. And it just reminded me that, with God, I am nothing. And also with God, I can do all things, right? I can do all things. And I don't know about you all, but I have to remind myself of that sometimes, because sometimes I get into this mode and I'm like, what, God, what am I supposed to be doing right now? You said this, you told me to do that, or, I'm trying to do what I think I'm supposed to be doing. And then I'm reminded that God is divine, and I am just a branch. I'm just somebody that's trying to produce fruit. I'm just somebody that's that needs to produce fruit. That's what I should say. I'm just somebody that he uses to produce fruit. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so it can mean a couple different things. Geeky, I'm Muslim though. That's okay. That's not my business. Riaz, you're Muslim. Maybe you can tell me something about what you believe, because I really don't know a lot about that belief. I was born Kojic. I think a lot of you, I've already said that before, so you already know that. That's Church of God in Christ. So that's my foundation. That's what I grew up on. I've had some thoughts about some of the things in Kojic, but as far as foundationally, me learning about the goodness of God, me learning that God loves me and that he is there and that he's always there, and that I wrote something down. I'm trying to think about what I put it so I can tell you all about it, but I'll get to that. I just want to read what Ria said real quick. God helps those who helps themselves. Okay. And yes, leave faith in God, but we got to put in the work in order for that help to come. We do have to put in the work. And what is the work? Okay, so it says without faith, works is dead. Okay, so you need faith. And it's not about the works, right? It's not about what you do, but you do have to do something. So I do agree with Riz. You do need to put forth the effort. You can't just sit there and be like, okay, not in all situations, because I think there are some situations that call for us to wait. And I did put that down later. I'm going to get to that. There are some situations that do cause our wait, or there's a waiting season where we need to sit and be quiet. But as we have faith, I believe that we should also be contributing. Like we can have faith. Faith, right? Faith is the substance of what? Believing in things unseen. So you do have to have faith. And at some point, you do have to do something. God created us to work. Okay, let me think about it this way. God created us to be creatives, right? If we are created in his image and he is creative, does that mean we're also creative? I'm just asking you all because I know what I think. What do you think about that? Does that mean that we're also creative? We're created in his image? And how do I know he's creative? Yes. Bless you. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. How do we know God is creative? Well, he created the heavens and earth, right? That's what my Bible says. He created you. He created me. And I know he's very creative, because for God to put intricate detail into each one of us and to say, okay, I want Andrea to look like this. Her eyes should be like this, big and dark brown. And I want her hair to be wavy and sometimes tangled and frizzy, right? And just sometimes big hair don't care, right? Sometimes just big hair don't care. And I gave her this personality. So I know that he's creative because he created me to be unique and individual. But if he created all these other billions of people and animals and insects, all these different things that have these specific qualities and characteristics, that tells me that he's very creative, right? I'm going to pause right there so I can see what you're saying in the chat, because I'm far behind. Geeky, when I was 12 years old, I went through a phase of not feeling a connection with God, but eventually at 13 years old, I woke up spiritually and eventually began to feel connected. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And you said you're a Muslim. Okay, Geeky, I'm Muslim. All right. And faith without work is dead. Geeky, yay. And I'm trying to see if I missed anybody. Geeky, I believe that God helps those who help themselves. Geeky, yes, leave faith in God, but got to do the work also. Yeah. Okay, I'll agree with that. You have some things you can do. Like, why else would God have why would we have a mind, right? Why would we have a mind to think? And why would we have senses? Why would we have the taste? Why would we have sight? Why would we have any of our senses? I believe it's because God wants us to use all those things to do the work or to create, right? Or, he also gives us gifts. So we're to use those gifts, our senses, our ability to create, to do the things that he's purposed us for, right? And that can come in that can come in any package. Tay, she cooks. I see her over there cooking. Riaz, he he does music, right? So God's given each of us different gifts in different packages. And I'm just saying what I see you all doing. I don't know what your specific gift is. If I knew you and I spent more time around you, in a like had a person to person relationship outside of this, and I probably could figure it out. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is God uses each of those gifts to use for his glory. That's the best way I can say it. God uses our gifts for his glory. He uses our gifts to be the vine. To be the branch. He is the vine. He uses us as his partners. He doesn't need us. Let me just say that. God does not need us. He doesn't need me. Let me speak for myself. God does not need me, but he can use me, right? He can use me to accomplish the goals that he wants to accomplish. And how can he use me? He uses me as a mouthpiece. I was saying today when I was reading my Bible verses this morning, I just had all these thoughts come to mind. I'm just like, Lord, what do I say? I know that you want me to say something, but sometimes I have all these different thoughts coming all at once and they're rushing and I'm like overwhelmed. And I said, God, center me, center my thoughts. How do you want me to get this out? Because I don't understand right now, because you're giving me a lot. You're giving me a lot. And it could be like several different videos. If I wanted to use social media as an example, it could branch off into different videos and different versions. And that's why I said earlier when I got on, I have no idea which direction this live is going to go. So you all just going to have to ride this roller coaster, because I might be talking about one thing to the next, but I'm just going to talk from my heart and say what's on my heart at the moment. Yes, faith is a big thing, but without works, it's dead. Yes, we are creators. See, Tay says that. Tay says we are creators. I created a child. With the help of God and a man. Absolutely, Tay. I created 5 with God. God, that's the interesting thing too about God. He knew before I was even born who I would end up with, who I would create these children with, and how many I would have. That's the interesting thing. Me, I didn't think that far down the line. I just thought, hey, I'm here. Andrea is here. She is in the building. I wasn't concerned when I was 10 years old about who I was going to marry. I didn't care. That was the furthest thing from my mind. I was thinking about myself. I still thought about myself years and years later, if I'm being honest with you. Hey, Tamika. How you doing? Good afternoon, Geeky Girls in chat. Everybody saying hi to Tamika. And Ria says, Tay eats, I'm still alive at 22 years old. Still alive, because if we talked about the things that God has brought us through, I could do that for a whole nother video. But since we're here, Riaz, we can talk about the goodness of God. That's called a testimony. And a lot of you have awesome testimonies, because God is continuing to show himself to you, and he continues to work in your life, and you can see it. I can see it. God's brought me from such a mighty long way. Let me tell you all, because I know that God has done a work in me. And let me tell you how I know, because my mouth can be lethal. I know how to use words, and I'm talking about just Andrea without God. My mouth can be lethal, and I know sometimes when I was younger, God used to put that muscle on my mouth, and it saved my life so many different times, because if I would have said what I really wanted to say, there would have been trouble. And I know, because I know the words cut deep, but when God started having me to temper my words and be more considerate and more mindful of what I was saying, that's how I knew God was working in my life. Yep, say what you want to say, but we all have something, don't we? We all have something. For me, it might be my mouth, right? For somebody else, it might be you might like to fight somebody. You might just get you so rowdy when they say something, you just want to haul off and punch them. Now, you might have, you might think that I have every right to punch somebody in the mouth for saying something crazy or something out of pocket because we've all been there too, haven't we? Where you're like, okay, what is this? What is this? Like what how do we even get here? And you might want to haul off and hit somebody, but it was the love of God in your life. It was God that told, hey, bring it back. It was God that told you to bring it back, and you had to bring it back real quick. Hey, Tamika, I know that's right, Riaz. Okay, let's see. Let me catch up real quick. Tay eats. Um, Tay eats. Who knows? I could have died a child at birth, but the will of God saved me. Absolutely, I love it. I love it. Tay 1224. I'm 5 minutes behind. Says our gifts are to help others, but help others as yes. It's to okay. I read that wrong. Tay, sorry. Our gifts are to help ourselves, but to help others as well. Girl, you better say that because it is. Our gifts are definitely to help ourselves. Our gifts, I agree, are to help others. You know why? Because sometimes, let's just say, God can use you to speak life into that person. You don't know anything that they're going through at that moment, but you may be able to. Okay, say you're having you're in a conversation with a good friend, or it could also work with somebody on the street. That's probably happened to some of you. It's happened to me, and God may have said, "Tell this person that." Now, a lot of people are very hesitant to just kind of go and do that. But there are others that will say, okay, God told me to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to risk looking silly. I might risk getting embarrassed, but God told me to do it. I'm going to do it. Now, I've been in a situation before where God told me to do something. I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. No, God, I'm not doing that. This lady doesn't even like me. Why would I do that? I'm not saying it. I know, no, no. And I was disobedient at that time, and God showed me that because of my disobedience, like I could have prevented. I don't even really know what the end result was. This lady's, I don't know that this was the end result, but I can tell you that this lady lost her husband, and I believe that I was supposed to say something to her to console her and to encourage her. I didn't want to do it because she was my neighbor, and the people in our neighborhood just did not like us. I don't even know why. Just we were the new we moved in, and we looked different. We looked different from everybody. That's it. We were black. And nobody wanted to have any dealings with us. And this lady just it was so weird because when we first moved in, her husband um said hello and kind of welcomed us to the neighborhood. And I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be interesting. Like, how are you? And I'm generally a person that I speak, I'm cordial, I do mind my business, but I know how to be kind, and I know how to, I have some home training. Let's just say that I have home training. So when they spoke, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be cool. Maybe I can ask them things later because I'm new to the neighborhood. Like, when does the trash go out? Things like that. So, I gave it a few days, but I found myself, and I'm also the person that will ask questions. So I saw my neighbors out one day, and I thought it was a good time for me to go out and ask, hey, can you tell me when trash pickup? I'm just using it for an example, you guys. Can you tell me when trash pickup is, and when do we have to put it out, stuff like that? Do you know the same neighbor that when we moved in came to us and was like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood? I went and asked them this question, and they turned their back on me and acted as if I was not even standing there. And I at first was like, okay, maybe this isn't a good time, or maybe I shouldn't ask this question. So they turned their back on me and acted just like they didn't see me. And I was like, wow, that's rude. I let it go. I was like, okay, whatever. Everybody has a bad day. I don't care. I went on about my business. And I said, it's another way to do this. Like my father used to always say, my mother used to always say this actually, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I learned that day. It was more than one way to skin a cat. I just went and looked on like the county website, and I found out all the information I needed to know. And, it didn't bother me as much that they didn't give me the information. It bothered me that a couple days before that, they were like, hey, how you doing? Then the next time, they were kind of amongst friends when I asked the question and turned their back on me like they didn't know me. So I was like, okay, well, I guess this is the vibe I'm getting from this neighborhood. And it just kind of stayed that way for years and years and years and years. So maybe I don't know, maybe around the 6th year, we have been there for years, is my point. And so then when God told me to go and tell this lady a specific thing, and mind you, like I said, she wouldn't even wave her hand when we came outside. She wouldn't even say hello. And I'm the type of person, I'll always come out and speak, hey, how you doing? Good morning. I'd say that and it'd be like, who you think you talking to type deal. And I'm like, okay, I was just speaking. But I learned, like I said, I learned quickly that not everybody was as I don't know, willing to speak, or not everybody was as neighborly as I thought I'd be. And I'm telling you, it was a tough few years. And then God told me to go over there and tell her. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. He just told me to go over there and say some things to her. And I can't remember exactly what it was at the time, but I heard it clearly and I knew that I was supposed to do it. It wasn't one of those things where I didn't know. I knew. And I was like, okay, God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. And I would battle with this thing every day because they lived directly across the street from me. Every time I saw them pull up, I would battle. I had this inner thing like, God, do I say it now? Do I hold it in? Do I wait? What's the perfect time? Because again, I was dismissed. So I didn't know what was appropriate for that person. Should I talk to them alone? Should I talk to them when they're, with their spouse? Should I say something when they're in a group? Should I come up to them and just knock on their door in the middle of the, in the afternoon, or should I wait till evening? I just didn't know what their expectations were of me as a neighbor. So I just kind of shied away from it. I was like, I'm not doing this. God, I think you're talking about somebody else. I think somebody else should do this. And I was just so like, I didn't want to do it. That's it. I did not want to do it. And the Lord was just working on me every day. For some reason, at the same time, every day, he would have me go to my window. I had a big picture window in the front of my house, and I could look right out of my picture window into their front yard. And I would look, and I didn't see any movement. He would say, go over there. But he was always saying it in a soft voice, nothing intimidating, nothing that made me feel anxious, nothing that made me feel afraid, apprehensive. I just didn't want to do it. So I had no excuse, none. I just was like, I'm not doing this, guy. I think you picked the wrong girl. I know you picked the wrong girl. And it didn't matter. He just every day, go over there, go over there, go over there. So I didn't know quite how I should do it. I knew that I needed to talk to somebody. I knew that I needed to talk to them, but I didn't know how to approach the situation. So I said, okay, God, this is what I'm going to do. Look at here, Jesus. As if, you know, I'm not the child and he's not the father. I'm like, look, this is how we going to do it, God. Like, you keep asking me to do this, but what I need to do is to do it under his way, because I don't think your way is going to work. I think you telling me to do something that I'm not capable of doing. I think you telling me to do something that maybe somebody else is fit for this task and not me. And I need some more time. Well, give me more time to think about this. And as I'm saying it now, I'm just really, it's kind of comical, because how was I telling God, no, I'm not going to do something? I mean, I had a right, because God allows us to make decisions and allows us to make choices. But me, all this time, I'm sitting here saying I'm a child of God, and I listen to the Father. But that time I was listening, I just Mm-mm. I was not responsive, and I was like, "No, God, you're gonna have to catch me later with that." Oh, let me say hi to the people who've come in. I'm sorry. Hey, Kenneth, how are you, Kenneth Wilkinson? Whammy go crazy. Is your lives pulling up the short speed late? I don't know. I do not know, and I hope I get back to where I was and I don't forget my spot. So somebody let me know if I forget after. Please let me know where I was so I don't forget to tell you all this story, because I will do that. So Whammy go crazy. If you're still here, I have no idea if my lives pulling up the short speed. The last one, I you know what? Let me see. Let me see if it's pulling it up. I'm gonna go right to YouTube on my phone and see if it's in a short speed, because I don't know the answer to that question. I want to say no, but I don't want to lie to you either. So it looks like, I don't know. It looks like, I mean, it's in vertical form. I'm looking at it right now. It's on my home channel, but let me go to shorts and see if it's in my. I don't know. I don't know. Like it's definitely vertical. Right now is what I'm looking at. I don't see. I can't tell if it's in the shorts feed or not. Or maybe it is. Maybe that means it's in the shorts feed, and I just don't know it. So you all let me know. Let me know, Whammy. You know, let me know if it is or not. That'll be great. The Bud Files. Hey, thank you so much for coming in. If you're still here, I didn't see you. Kenneth, I said hi to. Young Riz, and let me go down because I know you all are saying something good. So who is Sue? Oh, Bud and Sue. Right, Bud Files. Okay, Kenneth. Hey, Kenneth, everybody speaking geeky. I'm autistic, but help of God, I made improvements. God is the best. Let me tell y'all. He has definitely pulled me through. Man, I can't even, I cannot even tell you all how many things God has pulled me through. Like, if I were just to sit here and write a list and number the things, I would be writing forever because I think this is a thing. We see things. Hey, frugal mama, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? We see things through this lens of, and I'm guilty of it myself, of if God didn't answer it the way that I wanted to. And I'm not saying all the time, and not all of us. I'm just saying I've been guilty of this before where I wanted God to answer me a certain way, right? I had expectations because I honestly have expectations of God. I do have expectations from God because of my relationship with God, and I know him to be a provider. I know him to be good in all things. I know that every good thing comes from God. So I do. I have expectations, and you heard it here, right? I have expectations of God. I'm just going to say that. I have confidence, all the confidence that God is going to provide for me because he has. He has. I was in a grocery store yesterday. No, the day before yesterday. And I was just buying things, right? I'm filling up my cart, and I can remember a time where I used to like, I'd be sitting in the aisles like, okay, let me think about this. How much does this cost? I still calculate. Like I see things in numbers a lot of times. When anybody says something, my mind automatically goes to numbers, right? Math. How much is this gonna cost? How much is that? Do, do, do. And I need to share this with you all in another live. But God told me one time I was watching this video, and it was the answer to something that I had been struggling with because, like I said, I'm a numbers girl. I think of things in numbers and monetary value. When somebody says something to me, hey, let's go take a trip. Instantly, I'm like, how much is that trip gonna cost? Where we what hotel is it? How much does the hotel cost for X amount of days? How much is the flight gonna be? Because we need that. How much is food? How much is a tire? Because I need to get some clothes for the kids. Especially if it's a warmer weather, it just depends. So I automatically think about all those things, and I don't really focus on, am I gonna have a great time? Right? That's probably where a lot of people focus. Am I gonna have a good time? I don't. My focus is on the money, which keeps me, probably keeps me at that moment from having a good time. In my mind, I'm thinking, now I'm overwhelmed because I have definitely overthought this situation. How much money? How much is this going to cost? I already got to pay this bill. I got to pay that bill. I got to put this tuition is due. Tuition is due right now. I got another one going. And then I'm telling you all this to say that I had to stop myself in my tracks. And I'm like, God, all this money just coming from here, there, everywhere. My daughter has to have a deposit for college. We did that because remember I told you I have one in college right now and I have another one going. And I still have 3 months at home. So I'm like, God, I need some answers. Where is this stuff coming from? And like I said, I think money. I'm a money person. How much money is this? I'm that person that will balance. Remember back in the day when we used to balance our checkbook? I would balance my checkbook all the way down to the penny. I knew if it was a penny missing out of my account, I'm serious, a penny. And I'd be like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have $1,155.25 in there. Something missing. Where's that $2? I'm serious. And now I'm calling everybody, not because it was $2, but because I want to know, make sure I didn't mismanage anything. I want to make sure nothing was taken out that I didn't know about. I just want to know. I just want to know what happened. What happened to $2? So I'm calling the bank. It's $2. Listen, what happened? Is it a fee, transaction fee? Was it an overdraft? What was it? Right? I want to know. But then those things, like it has to make sense to me. It just has to make sense. And that's how I am typically in life. Like I wanted to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, what I want to do research to figure out what it means and why isn't this making sense to me right now, guys? So that's been a little bit of my life right now. Like, this is not adding up, Lord. Why isn't this adding up? So I was saying about the grocery store. So that's what happened in the grocery store. I'm putting this stuff in there. And I went to this store that I'm not going to name, but they had two registers open. And I was in a pinch. I'm like, I gotta hurry up and get in here and get out because I got two kids at home. I had one at home sick, and I was not feeling the best, but we needed food in the house. And I was like, I'm not gonna do a huge grocery shopping, which gets really pricey. I'm gonna just do something to get everything in the house. That's what I thought. But maybe I needed this time to myself. So I was in there and it came up to, I won't say, but it was a lot. It was what my family normally does, to be honest with you. And the lady who, you all know how, let me scan down. Hey, walking into her. Thank you for coming in. Frozen Heart. Hey, Frozen Heart. I know who that is. Buddha Boo. I think that's Buddha. Yeah, Buddha. Hey, Buddha. Buddha and trending. And then I'm gonna get back to the story, you all. Let me pause for the cause and be polite because my mother taught me manners. So did my father. So let me say hey to you all who's coming in because I want you all to come in. Okay, everybody saying hey, hey, geeky girls, hey, Buddha, Tamika, walking into her, Frozen Kenneth, hey, Frozen, okay, Frugal, I'm good. Everybody's speaking. Who am I missing? Hey, Tay, walking into her. Okay, everybody's speaking. Frozen Heart. Thank you so much, Frozen Heart, for coming in, and everybody else who is here. Thank you all. I really, really, really appreciate it, you all. And if you can get a prayer through, pray for me, Lord. We need this pink eye to go away, because I woke up one day, you all. You know how let me start over. I was in the bed sleeping and I was trying to open my left eye to be exact. And I can always tell when I have pink eye or something like that. Because I was trying to open it and it was not opening. It was like it was glued shut. I knew at the moment, I was like, oh man, it got me. Somebody got me. I don't know who it was, the kids, or if I touched something when I was out, but you all look, it's getting better. It's getting a little bit better. I have a few more days to go with the Thank you, Trending. I appreciate it. I have a few more days to go with the medication. So, hopefully I'll be back in service because this is not getting it. I mean, I had to clean, all that stuff out all the time and then get the medication. So, anyway, let me get back to where I was because I feel like Buddha said you're lost. Yes, I am. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, Trending. Thank you, everybody who came in. Keeping up with the Griffins came in here. Did I miss them? I must have missed them. Keeping up with the Griffins, if you're here, thank you for coming in. I missed you. I'm sorry. Yes, what you need, Pooh? Oh, there they are. They sure are there. Hey, Griffins. I saw you all I think you were on a vacation or something. But I saw your videos and you all doing an awesome job over there. So keep it up. Buddha, Tay, everybody, you all are awesome. I'm just connected to some awesome people and I'm glad to be. And let me make sure I keep seeing where am I going with this? You all might have to remind me. You meant to add God in that sentence. Okay, Riaz, I see you. I got it. Walking blessings. Yes, I must be far behind. Everybody saying hi. I am. Hey, I am. I think that's Buddha. I am. Like, I am the I am. I know you're not saying that, but I'm just saying, that's what I thought about when I saw you. I am. Thank you for coming in. Everybody's still speaking, and let me get to the bottom. Hey, Miss Betty. Hey, how you doing, Miss Betty? Hey, Miss Betty. Oh, Miss Betty is here. What company? Yeah. Oh, Miss Betty, you want to come up? Let me know if you want to come up because you said that a little while ago. I don't know if you want to pop up or not, but if you do, say it again so I know. Say it again so I can pull you up because I know you had something to add to this conversation. Welcome in, Miss Betty. Okay, Miss Betty, I'm scrolling all the way down. You're in the background. Thank you, Geeky. I officially connected with you today. Thank you, because I thank you. I appreciate that, Riaz. I didn't know that you were or weren't. I'm glad. Thank you for coming in. Trish, hey, Trish. Hey, Trish. Trish, how you doing? The Sweet Life of Shauna. Hi, how are you? Wow. I need to, you know what? Sometimes I need to be quiet and look at you all because I know I can get carried away and start talking, but when I talk about the goodness of God, I won't be quiet. That's one thing. I will not be quiet. Like that's when I had to learn to kind of muzzle my mouth because sometimes you will come up, okay, I'm gonna throw that link down for you, Miss Betty, because I have not had company in a long time. Geeky, I like to go through your content before connecting back. Okay, hey, do what you gotta do. Go through my content, connect if you want to. If you don't want to, that's all up to you. I mean, like I said, you all are grown adults or whatever, and I have no say in what people do. I control what happens in my life. I don't control what happens in my life. I can't even say that. I have some say. I mean, I make choices. Hey, good times. Oh, I haven't seen you all in a minute with Jen and Steve. Hey, how you doing? Sweet life. Burnett, everybody's coming up in here. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I have not. I think I'm just getting so excited because Renee, like she comes in, but I'm just saying, um, like some of these names that I haven't seen before and Buddha, Buddhism. Yeah, I'm just saying some of the names that I haven't seen before, and you know who you are. I won't call you out because that ain't none of my business. That is not my place to do that. But I'm just saying, I'm just grateful that you have found me and that you come in. Hopefully you'll come back. Hopefully you'll watch some more of the content and subscribe and like this. And while I'm talking, let me pull Miss Betty up here because she can add to this. You will grow to the high. Oh, that's so sweet, Buddha. I love you. Thank you so much for that. I needed to hear that today because I'm telling you all, if it's one thing a geeky girl is, it is somebody who is trying to figure things out. I'm just trying to figure things out. And I'm not perfect. And I don't have a problem saying I'm not perfect. You know why? Because you all ain't perfect either. Nobody, ain't none of you, nobody here and nobody anywhere, nobody on this earth is perfect. So I do not have an issue saying that I'm imperfect. And I need help sometimes. Wait. That I need help sometimes has definitely, that's how I can tell God is living in me, because that's definitely been a journey for me to say that. Like normally I'm like, no, I got it. I'm good. And I'm still like that, you all, for the most part. Let me pull Miss Betty up here real quick. Been a minute, good to see you. Was just scrolling shorts and I said, hey, I know her. Yes, you do. You know me. I'm that girl. No. Okay, let's see. Hey, good times, anytime you need a payment. Okay, let me do this for Miss Betty. Yes, boo. Let me bring Miss Betty up here. Poop poop. What's that? You can don't eat that yet because your mouth is gonna be on fire, and I don't have time. I can't get your water right now, so just wait for a second, okay? Just wait for 1 sec, because I wanna. I'm having a. Oh, you'll wait till I'm done. Thank the Lord. Thank God. See, God is good. God is good all the time. Okay, so I put Miss Betty. I threw it down there. So if you see the link, you come on up, come on up, because I know Miss Betty can share her wisdom. You're in the background listening. Thank you. I am. See, I'm sorry, you all, because I I love when people start singing good times, because that is a song we think about when we see you. Good times, anytime you need a payment. Good times. And looky here, you all. Look who we have here.
Oh, I know what I got. I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, Miss Betty. You know what? I gotta apologize to you because I thought about you. Well, I think about you often, but I thought about you. It was last week, and I said Miss Betty told me a long time ago that if I wanted her to join me, then to let her know. Look, you like, oh, how long ago did you tell me that?
Girl, you good to have caught me today. I got to be in a good mood today. And snatch that restream back up out of that link. If you can find it.
Which one? What, the restream?
Yeah, what you dropped down for me.
Oh,
Frozen Heart came in. Don't
oh,
worry.
you want me to drop it again?
No, I want you to pull it up. I
Oh,
want you to delete it out of there.
oh, okay.
Or you get some stranger up him.
Oh, it's okay. They'll just be in the
Oh,
background.
okay. All right.
I won't let anybody up here to do that to me. I see, Miss Betty. I'm glad though you said that because I was listening. It was a while back. Buddha probably knows about this.
Buddha.
And I'm trying to remember who it was, Buddha.
Hey, Frosty Heart.
Yeah, but something happened on. It was GA Girls Live, and she was telling me she had like made it a point to let me know not to do that because she had an experience, and I was like, oh, I'm definitely good on that. So only the faces I know will be coming up here.
Please do. Please. You got some new people came in here.
I know. Isn't that
Girl,
awesome? That is fantastic. Because
they coming.
Because God knows I pop up. I do that pop up when I
I
see.
like this restream look. How many hours they give you for free?
I don't know. I don't know. They give me enough because I guess I'm not on here enough. I've never hit max. I can tell you that because
Mhm.
they always allow me to get on when I get on.
But you
But
don't
maybe
come on that much.
I know that's what I'm saying. I don't come on that much. I don't come on that much, so maybe that's why I don't. That's why I haven't hit
Yeah,
max, and I don't know
yeah,
what max is because when I
yeah,
come on, it's so few and far in between. They like, hey, she coming, so let her
yeah.
come.
Latoya in here, child.
Hey,
The
Latoya.
sweet life of Shana.
Yeah,
Shana.
that's new people. I love seeing the new people. You
Uh,
all brought new people with you. Keep on
no,
bringing.
you had them in there before I came. You were just running your mouth.
Well, you know,
I
God did.
do too. I do too.
Look, I am the past tense of Miss Betty J. Gathers.
I know. She
That's my
is.
future.
I know. This is her future, honey, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I got Rich New Design. I'm coming on next week. Him and his cohorts.
Oh, really?
They
Okay.
promise to behave. They do. They do.
Well, we'll see. Cause
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But you know what? Since you voluntarily came up, and you know you can answer this question if you want or not. Look at Miss Betty's face. But you know, I just thought since you were up here and you graced us with your presence, that I would just ask you this question, Miss Betty. So, okay, the
Am
title.
I pregnant?
Oh, now you know what you said that, but I was reading this article yesterday. Did you
70
see
years
that?
old. 70.
70, and she had twins. I was like, wow. See, never know. You never
Now,
know.
what was you gonna ask me?
You see, wait, Miss Betty, you don't try to change the subject because you never know what God might do.
She got in vitro. Everything is dried up. My breast milk is dried up to powdered milk now, honey. Ain't
Well,
nothing. It ain't nothing up here.
God can change that powder to liquid.
It's
I'm just
powdered milk. Eggs is all shriveled up and dried up. Ain't nothing coming out of
not
that.
shriveled up and dry. I thought mine was like that too, but he had a new
Not
thing.
yet. You still can have one.
I'm still popping, y'all, and I just be like, Lord, don't, Lord, I think you blessed me enough. I think you did. I don't know. But so my question, Miss Betty, because you know you have great insight. I like talking to people. I know.
You
Miss
like
Betty, like,
talking to old people. Go on, girl.
oh, what? Okay, this is my question. So when you think that things in your life don't make sense, because I've faced that a few times in my life. Like I feel like it's almost a reoccurring thing where I'm like, Lord, I was just in this season. Now I feel like I'm learning something else. And I, you know, oftentimes have to wait. And I'm trying to be a patient person with waiting, but that's sometimes hard to do. And I just wonder, like, what are some things that you may be able to share with others that you do if you feel like you're in a season where you really don't know which way you're supposed to be going or what you're supposed to be doing? Should I rephrase this question? You're like,
Can you ask me the question again, please?
yes, I can.
You ain't got to rephrase it. Just ask it again.
Okay, yeah. So what would you do if you were in a situation or a season in your life where you felt like you were just kind of at a standstill? How about that? At a
Oh, okay.
standstill.
That sounds good. That sounds about the same.
All right.
What I try to do, especially like I always say, we're in a different season because you're in the summer. I always talk about that. Your children are growing up. I'm in the winter, the last part of the seasons. But I try to get in. And one time in the summertime of my life is what I call it. I did get into like a quiet time. You just a quiet moment. It could be in the shower. You could just grab it, whatever you can get. And and just think sometimes you got to sit in your mess too, especially if you created it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But sometimes you're gonna get into seasons that everything just gonna see to go wrong. But like I talked this morning, everything changes. Nothing stays. Everything change no
Yeah.
matter what. So it's gonna be a good season. You just have to wait on it. Is what it is.
You had to
So
wait.
that's why I say you have to wait, try. And sometimes that bad season is a lesson to you that you
Oh,
need to
sure.
learn.
That's for sure.
And if you don't learn it, it's going to keep showing up.
Now that is the truth, because that is the truth. That's all I can say about that. It's definitely
Yeah.
come on me before.
Sometimes you need it. And sometimes he got to slap it. First
Oh,
he'll knock you a little bit. And then you don't do it. Then he keep it get harder and harder.
oh yeah, no,
And you be like,
oh, this is my daughter. She keep calling. Miss Betty, can you
go
talk to
ahead.
me for me one
Okay,
second? She keep,
okay, okay, okay. Well, we're gonna keep talking about this, because sometimes, like I say, and I call it God, you can call it the spirit, you can call it whatever you want to call it. I say it comes in little voices in your head. Sometimes you think you're a little crazy, you'll be like, where that come from? But I get a lot of that, and it usually points me um in the direction that I need to go. And how is everybody? I see Miss Latoya on here, the Sweet Life of Shanna. Do you have a channel? I don't know why your name sounds familiar. And walking into her, that's the first time I heard your name. Okay, we just talked about those little voices that I hear. And sometimes people think I'm crazy. So you can call it voice, God's little whispers is what
yeah,
people do. Some people call it whatever. But I tend to, and if I don't listen, it's like a little whisper. And
mhm.
then later on, it's a little bit more. And I remember this gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna let you go.
No, don't
It
let
was
me go.
about
Go
the
ahead and talk.
computer. It's the computer I'm on now. And usually I keep my laptops because I get the MacBook forever. But for some reason, I just kept hearing this little whisper telling me about getting a new, y'all gonna say I'm crazy. But and I kept saying, hey, and then it just kept getting louder and louder. I said, okay, God, you better be the one telling me to
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a great example. That's a
You
good example.
gotta be the one telling me I'm going out of space because my laptop was only a couple of years old. I'm
Yeah,
like, but you know what? And it turned out to be good because I got all this extra space, and now I do vlogging takes a lot of clips, y'all. A
yeah.
lot of clips. And then I like too, I could just insert my SSD card. So God knew what he was talking about.
He knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, which made me think about the rest of my story I was telling, because I completely forgot I
Okay.
was talking about. So the lady, okay, so long story short, I went over, I finally decided
I'm
instead
gonna
of,
let you talk. I'm gonna make some coffee. I'll be right back.
okay, all right.
What time you gotta get off?
Oh, I don't need to get off early
Oh,
too. My daughter, she's driving. I don't have to pick anybody up until three.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I got time today, y'all. So the story I was telling you all about my neighbor across the street, my old neighbor, not my neighbor now because I moved since, but the neighbor was so God told me to go over there, and I was just like, I don't want to do it. I was dragging my feet, and he kept showing me their house, kept showing me the front of their house. I'm like, Lord, why do you keep bringing me to this window? I was not ever before going to my front window like that. I would go every now and then, just look out to see, if the kids were coming in, what they were doing, playing, stuff like that, or if I just wanted to peek out the window, but not the same time every day, especially after God told me to do something. So I knew it wasn't a coincidence. I was just like, Lord, why? Why do you want me to do this? Why? Why is this such a big deal when these people don't like me, right? They don't like me, and not these people as in, but just why do you want me to do this when they definitely do not like me, or whatever the issue was? I don't know. So eventually, I was like, okay, I kept seeing it, and the Lord kept showing me different things about their household. I won't say it here, but he kept showing me different things, and I was like, okay, I know I got to do this. And here I am talking myself up. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I told my husband, I was like, okay, let me tell him what the Lord told me to do. And I told my husband, I was like, what do you think? I was trying to get wise counsel. What do you think I should do, husband? Like, should I go over there? And he's just like, I don't know, Dred, you think that's a good idea? And I'm like, I don't know, but I believe the Lord is telling me to go over there and do this, specific thing. So he's like, well, if that's something that the Lord's telling you to do, you need to do it. And I'm like, I know I need to do it. I don't want to do it. That's two different things. I need to do it, but I don't want to do it. So I had to talk myself up for days and days. And I'm like, okay, I'll make a decision. I was like, Lord, this is what we're going to do. Instead of me just going over there talking to the people because I don't know that they'll receive me well. And this is me again, making excuses because God already has everything planned out. God already has our steps ordered. So he already knew what was going to happen. I didn't know. I was just hesitant and, like I said, disobedient. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I want to be like, Lord, leave me alone about this. I don't want to do it. But eventually I was like, okay, God, this is how I'm going to do it. I'll get a card, and whatever what I was supposed to say vocally to the person, I will write it in the card. So that's what I did. Like I said, my mom and dad told me it's more than one way to skin a cat. So I thought I could apply that in this situation. So I did, wrote everything down in this card, right? It was really late at night. No, it was probably about maybe 9, 10 o'clock. And I'm writing in this card. And I looked at my husband. I was like, okay, I'm going across the street. He was like, you think that's a good idea? I was like, it's got to be a good idea. It has to be a good idea. I don't have another choice. I'm going across the street. Nothing's going to stop me from going across the street. I made up in my mind at that moment I was going across the street to give this neighbor this card. I put it in an envelope, wrote on the envelope. Um, you know, I said, I can't even remember if I put anything on the envelope. I didn't because I didn't even remember what their names were. But inside the card, I did remember saying, I hope I'm not being intrusive. However, blah, 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 what I was supposed to say. So I went over there, knocked on the door. Nobody answered the door. So I put the envelope in the door, shut it, went on across the street about my business. Didn't think anything else about it. So the next day, I saw the next couple of days, like she never said anything to me. No, it was the next day, right? So I saw this hospice. Well, before I put the card in there, I saw like the hospice vehicle coming over. And you see that, you kind of already know. And
Yeah.
and I knew, I was like, oh my God, that's why the Lord kept. And it was a whisper, like you talked about, Miss Betty.
Mhm.
Always a whisper, nothing overbearing, nothing like, do this right now. And I know some
Mhm.
people like to say God is, some people think he's mean and stuff like that. He's never been mean to me. Like
Mhm.
it's always been a whisper or a get
Yeah.
yourself together. He has hit me in the head, like,
Oh yeah.
I got some slaps.
Pop, pop.
Pop, 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 and kept pop. I've gotten some slaps. I've gotten some whippings, right? And I needed them, but it's
I
all
know you did.
yeah. And it's always been something that definitely got my attention. So those whispers were what I needed at the moment. And I'm telling you, so I saw that hospice care vehicle come, and I was like, oh man, that's why I was supposed to do it. And then I started feeling bad, like, why didn't I just do it? God told me to do, but I had already given the lady I had already put in the card in their door.
Mhm.
So that next day, I guess her husband passed, right? I didn't know that he was going to pass, but the Lord told me to go over there and pray for him. I'm like, oh, here you go again. Lord, why are you messing with me? Why am I supposed to go do this? And I'm just like, I'm not the one. Like, I'm not even qualified to go over there to talk to these people. They were like,
Mhm.
I felt like they're not going to take this from a younger person. I mean, the
Mhm.
way that they treated me in the past, yes. What do you need, baby? This is what
Summertime of your life. Hey,
you
keep it. Oh, go
Miss
ahead.
Betty, let me run back there for 10 seconds.
Okay, okay.
See,
I
this
just
one.
want to see the ones we miss coming in. That's all.
See, this is a good thing you jumped up here because who knew? See, God knew this was gonna happen.
Knew it
Just
was gonna happen. Okay. Hey, keeping up with the Griffins. Hello and welcome in. How's your day going? Youngry, I was going to say, I love your comment when you say, let me go look at your content before. I love that because a lot of people come to your channel and they just hit the subscribe button and not even view your content, and they may not even like it. And I thank you for saying that. I really, really thank you for saying that. Hey, girly, how you doing? There's her cute little girl that look just like her. Look at her hiding. She expect me to say nothing. Walking into her, I tell you, this Buddha is everywhere, y'all. And this is the first time, Kenneth, the first time I'm seeing you, and she is back. Yeah.
thank you, Miss Betty, for holding it down. Look, that reminded me of the old times. Remember
I
we
know, child. Don't it.
yeah. So you all, what was I? Oh yeah, so I saw all that happening, and like I said, the same time every day I would go back to this window. And I'm like, okay, God, what you want me to do? So pray for him. I was like, nope, not doing it. So the guy died. The next morning, you
Mm.
know, I saw a lot of my neighbors just kind of like congregating outside
Mhm.
my front yard. And I was just like, what is happening? Well, I at that moment assumed he must have passed, right? Because I
Uh-huh.
saw this truck and stuff. So I was like, okay, I think he passed. And plus, the guy had been telling me stuff, and I'm like, he passed. So I walked outside because I wanted to go over to check on the neighbor or just to kind of go out and see what was happening. I was like, okay, well, what's going on? I go outside my front door, and then the lady, the wife to the
Mm.
man
Okay.
that passed, she walks up to me. She was in a crowd of people talking to everybody.
Oh,
And she just kind of stopped what she was doing and she started walking towards me. So I was just looking at her like,
see? Mhm.
yeah, exactly. And I just kept looking at her and I was like, okay, I don't know what's about to go down, but I'm ready. And she walked up to me and she was like, how did you know? And so I was like, how did I know what? Like I said, I
Mhm.
assumed that he passed. I didn't know because
Uh,
nobody told us what was happening in the neighborhood. We just kind of went on.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was like, how did you know? And I was like, I froze for a second because I didn't even know how to answer. I was just like, I didn't know. I was like,
Mhm.
nobody talks to us. You don't talk to us. So how
Yeah.
do I know? But she was responding to what I wrote in the
Oh.
card. So she just said, "How did you know?" And then all of a sudden, she just started crying and
Oh.
moved towards me and gave me a hug. And I was just like, and I gave her a hug back. I was just like,
Yeah.
"Okay, everything's gonna be all right." That's the only thing I could say to her. I was like, "I know what
Yeah.
I'm going through." I
See?
said, and I was just kind of talking to
Mhm.
her and consoling her and stuff. And I said, God, I said, he works everything out for our good. So you don't have to worry about it.
Mhm.
She was just crying and crying. And I was just like holding her. My daughters at that time, they were all little, like
Yeah.
young, and they were standing behind me and they're like, Mom, what's happening? I was like, just be quiet for a second.
Yeah.
And she told me in that moment, she was just like, thank you for your card. And so
Mhm.
she left and went back with the group. And I was like, okay. And I left because I was like, I'm obviously not,
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
baby here. So I left, went back in my house. The next day, she comes to my door and was knocking on the door. And I'm like, okay. So she said to me, I just wanted to let you know if you ever need anything, let me know.
Mhm.
I'm available. If you ever need anybody to watch the kids, I'm
Mhm.
available. I was just like, oh, well, that's nice of you. But, let me, let me
Yeah.
watch my kids. I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's nice of you. And I was at that. It was weird because it kind of started a relationship that I would have never seen happen.
Mhm.
And I would go over and check on her after, her husband passed. I
Mhm.
would go and check on her and, because she was older and I, would help
Yeah.
things, her cat, and when she needed somebody just to be over there,
Mhm.
felt like I had to do it. And we had a little relationship and then she moved and, it was
Mhm.
fine. But
Yeah.
my point is, God took that situation where I felt like,
Mhm.
you
You had
know,
did nothing.
yeah, exactly.
Nothing big, let's say it that way.
Nothing big. And he took that situation, something that was
And you
mine.
never know.
You never know. And I didn't even want to do it. You all remember I said I didn't want to do it. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Mm,
But
mm,
because I was finally obedient and did do it, it turned
mhm,
out to be a good situation, a better situation. And she
mhm.
wasn't looking at me crazy anymore every time she saw me come out the door. It was more like,
Mm.
hey, babe. She was more cordial. She was speaking all the time. And it was just a change and a shift. So I just said all that to say, you never know. Like Miss Betty
Yeah,
said, you never know what happens.
you don't. I'm telling you, you could be at your lowest, no money, nothing in your pocketbook, and the next hour, and it could change.
It can,
It could change just that, like a blink of the eye.
yes.
So you just don't give up. I guess that's my saying. Don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up. And you know how some people
Mhm,
listening or that will listen may
mhm,
think that, I'm no good. It's over
mhm,
for me. And
mhm.
I've done things in my life that I shouldn't have done. I mean, we've all probably thought about that. Who's a goody two shoes on here? Not me.
I know. I
And,
know.
you just think sometimes you might be at the end of your rope, but you're not. You're still alive. You still have time. You still have purpose. So I
Mhm.
still have things you need to be done. But yeah, so Miss Betty, tell us what's going on with you in your life so I can, shift this a little bit since you popped up.
Might not want listen, might not want to know. Really, really busy. Really, really busy. I got pretty tired this week. I really did. Um, Usually when I'm filming for vlogging, and I go out and I get really tired, and it take me a day or two to recuperate. So now I'm on like my recuperation day. If you caught me yesterday, honey, I would never even ask.
You wouldn't even thought about coming up. See, look at God. Look at God. He said, I'm gonna let Miss Betty be up.
Right.
Enjoy her coffee.
Because I do 11 things. I was talking that with Trish. I do every day. I do the shorts, so that's 7. Then my live on Wednesday, that's 8. Then 3 vlogs, that's 11 things.
You are busy.
I'm busy, and even though, and I hear other people talking about, boy, if I was retired, I'm like, yeah, you won't have time to do your other stuff you need to do. That's what YouTube will do for you. But I honestly can say it's going on 3 years. It'll be 3 years in September. But I'm not like tired like I used to be, because you kind of know how to maneuver it. But just
Yeah.
those filming days are hectic.
Yeah, those. Tell me about it. Those film days, especially if you don't have a place that's like set up and it's always set up. Like if you have to set things up every time before you film
I
or
know,
your
because
hair.
I got this. I do have a setup. That would be easy if I could just sit here and talk at this desk. Because I got makeup, I got everything at this desk. Candle, coffee, warm. This is my little kitchen over here. Kitchen, dining room. And it's a window like right on the side and stuff. So
So
yeah,
you
I
need.
know what you're saying, but you can always take a small area.
I have an area now. I mean, I could have had one. I just didn't have it set up
Or even
because
in your bedroom, that'll kind of keep you from the kids. Find a little area. Some people turn their closets into like a.
yeah, they do. I put it in my basement now because people are not gonna come down there and bother.
I wouldn't come down there either.
Yeah, my husband just made me a little area down there, so it works out if I want to get. But that's the other thing. Like I don't typically go down there unless I have to do like filming something to
Yeah,
up. When I do my lives, I could be anywhere in the house.
yeah.
It just so happens that this backdrop is still here, so I'm
You
using
like
it.
Van Gogh? I love Van Gogh.
That's my daughter. Yeah, she loves Van Gogh.
I
And
love Van Gogh. I
yeah,
love it.
so you know this Starry Night.
Yeah, love
I love
it.
it.
Yep.
Miss Betty, you know what I was thinking about because you said earlier, just for me to jump back on topic for 1 second.
Uh-huh.
You were saying that sometimes you have to just sit and be quiet and wait. And I've experienced that, especially now since I've gotten older, like
Yeah.
that it's all right to be quiet and just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I wanted to give people a couple tips as to what I do when I feel
Okay.
like I need some guidance. I'll just a couple pointers. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just what I do. You all can add to it, subtract, whatever. So I said I read the Bible if I just need to be centered. I pray about it, and they're not in any particular order. There's just some things.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I talk to somebody that I trust. Somebody that I know has my best
Mhm.
interest, and that a lot of the times it's somebody that has the same. Most of the times, I should say,
Mhm.
it's a person that has the same beliefs that I have.
Mhm.
Sometimes I do venture out and I like to get different perspectives just to make sure that I'm not being one-sided and
Mhm.
that all options. But most of the time, it's like I said, it's somebody that's very
Yeah,
that I consider to,
I
um,
hear you.
yeah. And then, like you said, sometimes I ask God to help my unbelief when I'm like, man, I just don't believe this is going to happen, or I don't know how it's going to happen. And I know in the Bible somewhere, I don't know exactly where, I guess I could look it up, where he asked God to help my unbelief.
Mhm.
And sometimes I feel like I have to do that. And then, like you said, wait, just wait. Now,
Yeah,
that's the one that sometimes I'm like, oh,
the hard one.
when, when, Lord,
It's bigger and better. That's all I can tell you.
bigger and better.
It is. It's always bigger and better when it's his time. That's why I keep telling everybody. Like I talked about the lady this morning that's on YouTube, 11 years before she got monetized. And
Wow.
took one of her videos where she really didn't want to moving it blew her channel up.
Really?
Ever since she had a
See,
live on Sunday, over 1,000 people didn't come in at that time, but her numbers is over 1,000. And each of her videos, 8, 9, 10, one video.
one video. And you know what? Let's talk about that for a second because you hear stories like that. Well, I've heard stories like that, not just hers, but other people where they're like, they had a couple hundred subscribers, and then all of a sudden they did one video and then it just skyrocketed. I was listening to this guy's interview yesterday. He was doing it with Daryl Eves. I don't know if you know who that is, but he wrote a book, the YouTube Formula, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And he did an interview with this guy. I can't remember his name, but he has a podcast, something soul. Anyway, he was talking about his experience, how he had a couple hundred views, and then he did the same thing, and then his videos just soared. Now he has millions of subscribers, and he had like 300, like his videos will go between 300,000 and a
Mhm.
millions of views. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
wow, he said the same thing. It was just that one or two tweaks that he made, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, so
And
there's hope.
it was so neat with her, and I don't want to turn this into the religious thing today. But she said she didn't share with anybody. She said it was like she had a talk. She's a breast cancer survivor too. And
Yeah,
she was like she had a talk, a sit down talk with God. She said it was like God was sitting right there. And she told him, you know what her wants was, how she wanted to make this her part-time because she's almost ready for retirement, part-time income. And she said it wasn't even long after that. It just,
she had a little talk with Jesus.
yeah. And you have to see she was ready. She already set up the foundation. That's why I say when people blow up right away and you not ready, it ain't,
Yeah,
it's just gonna blow away.
yeah,
You
because
know
you
what
don't.
to do.
Yeah, because you don't have the like you said, you don't have the foundation, and you may not have the team. Like sometimes people need a team to be able to
Yeah.
handle what's to come, and sometimes they just need the endurance to be and the
And
stamina.
it takes lots of work. Let me get my,
Yeah,
let me show you what made me so tired. Go
yeah,
ahead and
go get
talk.
it. Yeah, go get it.
Go ahead.
It takes lots of work. Miss Betty is right. It takes a lot of work. I mean, if I had to shift this conversation, which I'm about to do, then we can definitely talk about that. It takes work for people who, you sometimes think you can just get on here and pop a video up, and then you're gonna be the next thing popping 10 sliced bread. I'm not saying it has never happened because I'm sure it has, but I'm just saying that it doesn't typically happen that way. Like it takes work. It takes time. You have to put in lots of effort, and you have
Yeah.
to be
And then I'm
willing.
going to shift to back to where she was. But I
Yeah.
had got I got it off of Amazon. It was the ultimate YouTube video planner. And
Uh-huh.
let me tell you, if you're a blogger, especially because you have to do so many clips, and I had to write pages. Just each page, each clip that I take, I write down because I
Mhm.
don't want to lose it.
Mm.
Because you'll forget what you did.
Yeah, is that like story block? Like writing.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I mean, I went to the mall and I must have did about 12, 14, 16 clips because each one it's work and it's organization. So I can only imagine if I blew up. You know what I mean? It's like, and I even tell God, am I ready? Am I really ready for that?
Yeah, I ask myself that a lot too. I ask myself that because I mean,
Telling
this other thing, like when God, even when it doesn't make sense, like a lot of this does not make sense to me. And I'm not talking
you.
about YouTube, I'm just talking about life in general. It doesn't make sense because, like you said, 1 minute you're in one space, and the next minute you blow up, and then how do you deal with that all of a sudden, that transition? I mean, you learn how to deal with it, but also you have to make different accommodations to try to, like, you have the book and your story
Yeah,
block. You're doing
yeah.
things to try to organize your time. And then what about the consistency? Now, like you said, I asked myself that because I'm like, am I really? I've asked myself that several times actually. Am I really ready for that? Because I want it, but am I ready? Am I going to be able to be as
Mhm,
consistent as I need to be?
mhm.
Like you said, I'm in the summer, whatever,
Yeah,
fall, life.
yeah, summer. You're in the summer, baby. You still
I'm
raising babies.
still raising babies. So I'm like, am I really going to be able to put the time into it that I want to put into it? Like I want to, but realistically, I also look at I have other things that I have to
Mhm,
make a priority that comes before this, unfortunately. And if I, like you said, if I were to blow up, would I be able to handle
mhm.
a
Because you
couple of
gotta stay consistent. Or
yeah,
you lose everybody.
yeah, you gotta stay consistent. People want to see, and then that's the thing. I'm like, Lord, I only want it when it's my time to have it, like when
Yeah.
it's God's time. Because if it happens that way, I don't have to worry about will I be able to handle this? Will I have the capacity to
Yeah.
mentally deal with it? Can I juggle, the kids and this, and what does my time look like now? Will I have time for myself? What all of that. So yeah, I just want to.
So slow is good.
Slow is good for me.
It
Definitely,
is.
it
It
is good
is.
for me.
It is.
Like sometimes when I'm looking at the numbers, I'm like, slow is not good. I want it to be something else. I'm being honest. I'm looking, I'm like, man, I'm only growing like, to me,
Yeah.
it just feels like, baby steps. And I know that, okay, I know that that's what works for me. Like if I'm doing baby steps for me, because it's not
Mhm.
overwhelming, because I already feel like I have a lot going on. So maybe that's how it's supposed to be for me. But then other times I'm like, I want it all right now. I just want it. Just give it to me. But I want to be ready.
Mhm.
Oh no, hey, what's happening? Whoa, two beautiful ladies on my screen. Hello, Geeky and Betty.
Ah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Hello, chat. I won't put your comment up because it'll cover Miss Betty's beautiful face up. So I just read them out so that everybody can hear. But thank you for coming in.
Thank
What do you
you.
all think about that chat? Like, do you think that it's a certain point where would you prefer to have things in small increments or all at once? Now, I think it also depends. Like, if I'm ready for that all at once, give me that all at once, because I know one thing is I want it all. Like, I want everything that's promised to me. I want
So
everything.
you think if your channel just okay, look at your life now. This is how I tell people. Now,
Okay.
if you think that your channel blow up today and you haven't really been consistent before, that all of a sudden all is gonna come and the children gonna get pushed on the side, husband, housework, unless you get a maid and
No,
a
I
maid.
know it's not. That's what I'm saying. I I know it's not. I'm being honest with you all. I
Yeah,
know this is not gonna work for Andrea. It is not, because I still say these are my priorities. Like, do I
yeah,
like YouTube? Yes. Do I like interacting? Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I
And
do.
it could still, if it's God's time, it could
And
still
it gotta
work.
be God's time. I don't even want it until it's God's time, to be honest, because like I said, He's gonna make sure that the foundation is set, that I have everything I
Yeah,
need.
I'm
If I
telling
want to, you see what Uno said? If I
you.
won the lottery, yes, all at once. Give me all of it, right? Give me all of it. I want, what? If I won the lottery, then I can do some different things. I
Yeah.
can, but it needs to be enough. I don't want to just. I could not have just $1 million. I mean, I'm not saying it to be greedy, but $1 million would not be life changing for me. It's not going to be life changing. I would need, more than that, and I don't want to be greedy, so I don't want to throw a number
Well, you
out there.
want to know how much I need?
How
I
much?
don't need a million. I just want enough to pay my. And I am serious. My husband always talk about that. I want enough to be comfortable. I I just want enough to pay my bills, do whatever, walk into a store and just say, "Hey, I want that." That's it. I don't want anything more. I really,
See, you call that comfortable, but somebody else might be like, I need more than that.
I know, but I'm just saying for me,
Yeah.
my husband, see, that's not enough. You know what I mean? And for me, it is. So,
See, for me, what I'm thinking at this moment, it could change later, is when I think $1 million, like, I think $1 million could go really fast in my household. We've probably already spent close
if
to that.
you live the same way, you think it would go fast?
I do. You know why? Because I'm paying tuition right now, and I have another
Okay.
one that we're
I
gonna be paying.
got you. I got
So when I think about, like I said, every time I think anything, I'm thinking numbers, Miss Betty. And I know I shouldn't think about that, because I know God has everything. Everything belongs to Him, and I shouldn't be thinking, Lord, I need to manage this, every penny and stuff. But I do. I just think that way. I'm like, okay, this is gonna cost that amount, and I think sometimes it could prevent me from living fully, like in that moment, because I'm thinking about how much it's gonna cost. This gonna cost that. That gonna cost. But if
you.
I think about it as, God has everything. Everything
Yeah.
belongs to Him. Then I might think about it differently. So I always try to remind myself when I think about it in that moment.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, I think if I had $1 million, I could live the way that you're saying. I want to make sure I'm not in debt, period. Like, I don't want to have any household bills, no mortgage, no vehicles, no student debt, none of that. I want to be able to
Nothing.
have everything paid off and have the money where I can say, hey, daughter, where I can say, if I want to go to Brazil, I'm going. And I don't think about the
Yeah.
fee. You know what I mean?
And
I want to be, if
I-
I want to go see my sister tomorrow, I'm going. that's what I'm saying when I say a million probably wouldn't be good. And it might be. I don't know. I'm just thinking it probably wouldn't be for what I want to do. But if I had everything paid off, and I mean I could live comfortably. And we are definitely like
Yeah,
as much as
I
we used.
hear you. I hear you. I
Yeah, because I
hear
still think about my other three. I'm like, I still have three more that I gotta
you.
put together.
Sure do.
Hey LP, we see you. Are you listening and lurking? Okay. Oh, I'll cover Miss Betty face up. I don't so for those of you coming in right now, I'm just gonna read your comments because I don't want to cover Miss Betty's face. You all see her down there looking beautiful. I like your hair like that too, Miss Betty. Did I tell you that? I would wear mine like that.
You be cute too.
We'd be
You're
twins.
always cutie. You're
Oh,
always
you too. I see you and I'm like, look at Miss Betty. Yeah. LP, what the let's see what LP said. Oh, sorry, Miss Betty. I said I wasn't gonna do
cute. Girl,
that.
that's all right.
LP said $1 million could very well still be life changing. Life changing might not just mean you're paid for life. That's a good perspective. I'm thinking about it, LP, but I'm thinking life changing for me is gonna be, I don't have to have 100 million, nothing like that. I'm not like that. I mean, I think just maybe a few million.
Well, why not 100 million if you're gonna get one, two, or three?
Yeah, why not? Reach for the stars. Give me all of it. But you know what? I wouldn't be. My personality wouldn't change. You know how some people, they let the money make them. I just, I don't think I would, and I don't know. I don't have.
Oprah said, this is what Oprah said. If you get a lot of money, if you're nasty, you're just gonna be more nastier. She said
Yes.
if you're nice, you're gonna be more nicer.
Yeah. Okay. See, I like that, and I think I know. I would give. I would give more. I would give it to charity. I wouldn't be thinking about the dollars. And like you said, I think if you're nasty, you're still gonna be nasty because money won't change your attitude.
Mine would be to single moms. I would definitely working single moms. You gotta be working. You get no money unless you work. But that would be one thing with me. Definitely, if I could give to a single mom family, a couple of families, and you know,
Yeah.
kind of monitor them, through their children's growth. I would love to. Now that would be something I would love to have when I was a single mom. Have somebody come and save me,
You
please.
know what? And that's why it would be a good mission for you because you've been there, you understand.
Yeah, I understand being a single mom. If I don't know nothing now,
Yeah. I would like to, I always say when I was younger, I used to say I wanted to open up a, do you remember the PAL? Did you all have PAL centers when you were younger, Miss Betty?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to have a PAL center, but I
But
used to
my
want,
children were not me.
yeah, I wanted to open up like some type of recreational activity where kids can go who didn't have anything to do and just go there. Let them be kids and have fun. Not go in there messing up. I don't want you in there messing up my stuff, but go in there, get some help with homework.
Sure, don't mess up.
I know they
That's
are.
why I was saying I don't want to do that. Don't call me to help.
I want to
Call Armstrong since he love little children.
I'll have like a fun zone or something. Like a fun zone where they can go do
I know what you're talking about.
arcades, like some go-karts indoors, because I don't need to be outside all the time. Maybe we could do it inside and outside track and just something to keep them busy. Like get out your mother hair and just send them there for a minute. Now we got rules and regulations in here, but you ain't coming back in here.
Oh Lord.
But something just for them to have something to do. Because I know it's a lot of kids that don't have that. And also I would like to do like scholarships for kids going to college. Because
Yeah, that would be nice. That would
yeah, because even with my own kids, like my daughter who's in college now, I remember it took so much of my time, and time is valuable. Like just
Mhm.
searching the internet for scholarships and all these types of
Yeah,
things.
I know.
Really
I
costly.
know.
And we
Can
still
only
didn't get
imagine.
anything, any relief. And I'm like, wait a minute, do you know how many kids I have in this house? You don't want to give us but so I say it to say for people who are, not as not in a position that we're in. Like I'm taken care of. I cannot complain.
Yeah.
But for those
But
who don't have,
still.
yeah, I can't complain. But still, would I want somebody to pay my kids' tuition? Sure. I don't want them to have student loan debt. I have it. I
Mhm.
had it. And
Yeah.
that's nothing I
And
want.
I wish that people, when they do it, keep up with them. That because sometimes people give out to too many, and the people don't keep. I would want to be able to keep up with them. To see what you're doing, them grades and stuff.
Yeah,
So, because we can kind of get lost in that freshman year. So,
that's true. Yeah, that's good. Like maybe They could report every so often.
Yeah, they gonna report.
Yeah, that could be a requirement. You
Look,
get this,
I just had to, you gonna report.
you gonna report, you getting this
Next
money,
time.
you need to do A, B, C, and D. That's right. Put some requirements on it. And also that keep them accountable because more than likely
Mhm.
if somebody's tracking you like that, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm putting my best foot forward. I don't want to pay this money back. So what do I need to do to get this money? I'm gonna do it.
Mhm. Keep on top of them.
Hello, everyone listening. Oops, okay. Let me take that off. $1 million. Do you see that one button? Could very well still be life changing. Just wait, did I read that?
Yeah,
Right?
you read that one.
Okay, I did. Geeky, I always credit God because I got in this
Yeah.
because of God. Yes, facts, LP Uno said. A million could give you what you need to then invest and become comfortable. Yep, I agree with that. And we all know we wouldn't turn $1 million down. I wouldn't.
Oh, I ain't say I was gonna turn it down now. I
We
just
let's make sure we're straight on this, LP and others. We're not gonna turn $1 million down. If the good Lord sees fit to give me $1 billion, you think I ain't gonna take it? I'm taking it. Thank you very much, God. And I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm gonna be like, whoa, Jesus. I'll pay my tithes with it. And I'm gonna give to the church. I'll give to the church. Here you go. And also, like Miss Betty said, Miss Betty wants to give to single mothers. I'm gonna give it. I'm putting in scholarships and I'm gonna do a fun zone. That's
uh-huh.
okay, Riaz said, Geeky, I say that because it's a way of me remaining level headed. Yep, okay. And Uno was agreeing with something you said before, Riaz. Uno, absolutely. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day, Geeky Riaz. You got to go back to work. All right, Uno, see you later. I think you said that last time he had to get back to work. Geeky, you all right, take care. Bye bye. Okay, see you, Uno. Have a great day. So, yeah, that's been established. We'll definitely take that money and so I'll take it and flip it. I will also get some properties because they say real estate, um,
Uh-huh.
is where it's at. Although we know that fluctuates, but I would get a couple properties and fix
Oh, she
them up.
got it all planned out in her mind.
I got it all planned up. Upgrade you. I upgrade all those properties and make them like somewhere I want. Because my husband and I'll tell you what, that's one thing we do. We do a lot of DIY and it's just because you want things to look a certain way in your own house. You want your house to look a certain way, right, Miss Betty? Right?
You do. You
Yeah.
do.
So I want my house to look a certain way, so I have a certain standard to meet, and I work towards that, and it's
I'm
looking
gonna
really
get me a
good.
maid.
Now, let me tell you. See, the last live I was on, I asked people. I'm gonna ask you that question too, Miss Betty. What
Uh-huh.
would you do since you just brought it up? If you could have like if you could contract out or have help, what would you do? You already said one thing you would do. You said you would get a
Oh,
maid.
I already know, girl.
Because I know what I would do. I'm gonna let you go first because you're the
A
business.
maid. I have me a chef. I have me a driver. What else am I missing? Maid, chef, driver, gardener, because I'm gonna have a big old a gardener, girl.
Yes. Oh, I need a gardener right now.
I'm
Because let
definitely
me.
gonna have a driver because I don't want to drive, so they can just
I don't
drive
need.
me
I don't like
around.
driving. I love the fact that my husband want to drive. I'd be like, oh, go ahead. Thank you very much. I
It's
don't
gonna
like.
hurt you when you get old, though.
Yes,
You
I
got-
know. I
That's
will.
like my husband used to drive all the time. Now put me on the highway and see if I want to drive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I let him
I
ring
like.
me on that.
I like all those that you said, Miss Betty. I want all the ones you said. And I will also add a beautician to my list because I'm tired of doing hair all the time. I do it because I have to, and I want people to look like they got a home, so I do it.
That's
But
my vision board, honey. Gardener, chef.
God knows I want all those things.
Oh,
I definitely want a chef. If I had to, I would. I don't even know. It's a toss up between chef and I need a cleaning
you
person.
don't have to do a toss up. You're rich enough.
I just get it all. Oh, I just get it all.
You
I,
can
want all
get it all.
I need all the things and
Just
definitely driving.
make sure she ain't pretty and young,
That's right. Nope. I just want her to be a hard worker.
and be home when she there.
Absolutely. I've had a cleaner person before, and I was my crazy self. I was in here helping her clean. I'm like, why am I doing this? I can't even
I
avoid.
know. I had one years ago when I did daycare.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had it one time, and I
And
was
then
like,
somebody called me lazy. Tell me you got me, and you up there, you call me
please.
lazy, child.
Why you gotta be lazy? Why do it if you don't have to do it? Like you're blessing her when you pay her or him. Why not? Spread the wealth, spread the love.
Feel good when somebody done cleaned your house and they leave it.
Oh man, and it smells so good. When the cleaning lady was here that one time we had, she used something. It smelled so good, and I was really like looking at all her things, trying to figure out what it was. It's like it smells so good, and
Awesome.
I did. I'm like, what do you use? Well, she wasn't. She couldn't. She wasn't like English was not her first language, so she wasn't
Okay.
understood everything I was saying. And I'm like, man, I really wanted to know though. And I asked her. She said something. I'm like, man, I don't know whatever that was though. And I kept trying to. And I love the way fresh, clean products smell. So I'm like trying to find that. And I think I came close. I was like, well, I'm using this. So definitely, I definitely would have a chef because it's important to eat healthier, and I do like healthy food, but I run out of things to cook. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever, Miss Betty, been in a position where you want to make something different, but you might not have the ingredients and you might not know how to make it, and now I got to do all this research on how to make it. I might as well just make what I was making. So if I have a chef, they already know what to do.
But
Go
the
ahead
only
and
thing is, I can say when I first retired, we used to go out and eat every day. I ain't never thought I'd get tired of eating that. After a while, it's like, I want something home cooked.
yeah, you do
I
this.
ain't never thought I'd get tired.
You do. My mother told me that when I was younger too, because
We
you
ate
eat
out
out.
every day for a long time. Like, I have enough of this.
Yeah, enough is enough already. Yeah, you do get tired of eating out. And sometimes
I
my kids,
couldn't believe it.
I know you don't think you will get tired
But
of it.
probably if my kids were little. Yeah, we'd be all right. Y'all just go eat on out and mama figure it out later.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because sometimes I'll be looking around like, oh yeah, everybody's like, we'll be eating. I'm like, we'll be eating. Oh yeah, we'll be eating. And I'm looking around. I'll be looking for the next person. Like, I'm
I'm gonna be honest, but they're too expensive. Hello Fresh, I love them, but they're too expensive even for two people. It's a lot of money.
It is. My husband did that for a while. He did it. He was ordering for himself because he's going these things, but he a vegan and then he'll eat
Uh,
certain things. So
uh,
I'm like, well, you go ahead and you try it out. And he did it for a while, but we were like, okay, so if we wanted to do it for the whole
whole
family,
family, that's impossible. Let's say you got to deal with them, but just two people, and I loved it. I loved the chopping up. I was surprised. I loved all of it, but it was like I'm not spending all. And then you get that, but then you got to get your other stuff that you need for the household.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's a great concept though, because they send you all the ingredients and how to do it and all the pictures and stuff in the box.
And
But
like, it would have been, I know, a good 100 or more a week. But then that would have been all right if I didn't have to go buy all the other stuff that I need.
right,
The milk, the eggs, you know what I
yeah, I need you to put everything in that box.
mean? Yeah, I need it all.
If it's a special skillet, throw that in there too.
Right.
Hey, a young man says an education, health, and care plan (EAC) plan is a legal document. It sets out a child, young person's special education needs. Is that like a what's that called, Sky? What's that called? The IEP? Is it like an IEP, Riaz? Like an individual education plan, I think is what it's called. What? For special needs. It's a 406 now. Oh, she read that. Okay, so I have a ECHP, meaning I go to college for free until 25 years old. Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
LSD. Oh, well, take advantage of that and go on to it. Hopefully,
I think they got something for old people too. That's
like,
free because really they know we ain't gonna use it.
yeah, they probably like it.
I just don't want to study. That's my problem.
Oh, you mean like going to college so that maybe
Yeah, they have it for old people like me. And
Yes,
people tell my better quit calling yourself. Oh, I say I am.
you are not old.
Girl, I take it. You know that people ain't made it. Child, I take whatever.
Exactly. I think that's a blessing.
I don't.
I think it's a
It's
blessing.
like being called grandma. To me, that's a blessing. People
Yeah.
don't want to be called grandma, but that's an honor.
Yeah. Maybe they just want another name. Maybe they don't want to
They
be called
do.
grandma. They want to be
They
called
make them
grandma.
feel old.
I just would. I know. Okay, so it's some grandma names that I would not want to be called, and if the person listening is called this grandma name, I just won't say it because
Yeah.
I always feel like some of my they make you. It sounds old, like it sounds like somebody should be in a rocking chair rocking. When I'm an older person, when I'm a grandma, I still want to be lively. Miss Betty, you're lively to me. That's why I say you're not old.
Pat Paul. Up in the mountains, it was Pat Paul, and I forgot what else. Meemaw.
Meemaw. That's one I heard. I heard Meemaw. I
But that
heard
come from
Peepaw.
Kentucky, so that was, their thing. Pat Paul, Meemaw.
Okay, I hadn't heard the pepper. I definitely heard
Yeah,
Meemaw.
Pat
I heard
Paul.
my daughter was telling me one of her the kids at her school called her grandparents Peepaw. I was like, Peepaw?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
They everything.
Everything. Mama, Nana, Nana, Mom. I don't know. It's a lot of them. And it's
Mhm.
just some of them, like I said, I heard and I'm like, I don't
You
want to
know
do that.
what? To change it just a little bit back to, okay, this is just a thing. You have all your people, your subs that you need. Now you only have to get that 4,000 watch hour one time. That's all you got to get.
God help me.
Think about it. If you put it in that little, that's all you need. Now I ain't asking no number how many you need, but I'm telling you, I would just focus in on my lives. I
Yeah.
would do them suckers as much as you can. In the
Yeah.
car, out the car, you need to get them 4,000 watch
You
hours.
know what, Miss Betty? See, you came up here to tell me that for a reason because it's quite interesting that that has been on my mind, and I kid you not, for the past week. And I was telling
Mhm.
my husband, I was like, I have to focus on lives, and he's like, he doesn't YouTube, so he don't really know that,
Yeah, I
understand
know.
dynamics. And I'm like, I need to be able to focus. And
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, doing it. So I decided I am moving towards that, Miss Betty. At first, I was like,
yeah,
okay, what am
okay.
I gonna do? At first, I was telling myself I'll wait and do it in the summer
Mm,
when the kids get out of school because I know for sure I'll have
yeah,
more flexibility.
do it.
But that's why I did that 7-day challenge too. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody did that, but I kind of did it to just kind of get my feet wet and tell myself,
Yeah,
okay, the 7 days, you can push it, right? So
yeah,
I am working towards
yeah.
it. You're right. That's the only thing I was like, if I can hone in on that and focus, I
That's
can.
it.
I
That's
need
it.
to support.
And the lies will get you there. Even when you're losing hours, you pick it up. Trish, she's gone now. I'm sure she's working. But that's what she was losing out, and gaining. That's what I was doing. But them lies will kick them in,
Okay.
so.
Because I'm definitely I losing. I done lost. Forget losing.
Oh yeah. I know. That's what happens. You
My
end up,
hours are so far gone that I look at it all the time. I'm like, it is. I can't even repair this, but I know I can repair it. I'm like,
yeah.
I look at it, I'm like, I'm so far gone. I ain't even care anymore. I was like, you know what? Forget it. I don't even care.
You
But
asked Trish. Trish was like, girl, I like Trish, you doing your lie? You doing lie? She was like, she talking about better gently push. I will put you up. You doing that lie today.
sometimes you just need that gentle push. We were talking about that when God give you that little whisper. Now you just gotta, and you came to whisper to me today, and I hear you.
They probably was too.
Yeah.
Probably.
And I'm like, Andrea, like, what is the sense? Okay, because I have to be honest. I'm telling y'all.
Uh-huh.
I tell them, I'm like, what is not what is the sense of me doing this? Because I do have another reason for doing YouTube and doing social media. But this is one of the reasons that I think about. I'm like, why would I be here giving up my time when I could be doing something else when
Yeah.
I'm not hitting that mark that I need to hit? Like that needs to happen. That's not my only reasoning for doing it, but why wouldn't I also strive to do that? If I'm going to be here, I might as well strive to do it.
Yeah, might as
It is.
well.
So,
And I say, focus, even if you're not making, just focus in on that. Then after that, then you're like, woo, I did it.
whew,
And don't
finally,
stop at 3,000. Go straight to 4. I'm telling people kind of focus on that 3,000, 4,000, because you'll
oh
get
yeah,
that
it's got to be
promotion.
full for me.
Yeah.
I might need to focus. I might need to strive for 5,000 so I can hit the 4 because I'm telling you, you know how you see that line in YouTube Studio, and it's like the 4,000 mine like this. It's it's like, does that
And
number even
make sure
exist?
you know to hit the earn button, because that will give you the correct one. Not
Okay,
what's on, it's in the analytics, but you have to hit that earn button.
I will.
And
And if
after each live too, you can find out. I don't, because you're doing this.
it tells me,
Okay.
it gives me the analytics. I don't know if it's as accurate as what YouTube has, but I'll like look at it later on because I know sometimes,
Yeah. Just the
you know,
earn button. That's what I would hit.
yeah. I
'Cause
was
YouTube is like behind 2 days on that old total. So about two
I,
days
did I
behind.
say how do you LSP the freckle face? Thank you for coming in. I don't
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't remember a freckle face.
I know, I don't think I
I
did, but
don't
thank you very
remember
much.
a
Thank
freckle
you for joining us.
face.
Thank you, LSP. Yeah. Oh, Rhea is something about as long as I'm as long as I'm in education, ECHP plan is valid. After I leave education, I'm on my own. Well, you better stay in the education till you're 25 then. Get those benefits. Stay there, especially if it's benefiting you and you feel like you're
Can't wait
progressing,
it
do
again,
it.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, when you after you hit 25, you say you hit 26 and you're like, man, I would have loved to I would have loved to utilize that program. Well, you got the time to do it right now. What are you, 19, 20, something like that, Rios? I know you're younger, so
Yeah.
you got a good
What if
5.
one of your kids, because I know you're college oriented, what if they say they didn't want to go?
My kids, I know. I was thinking about that too. I think about these things. I would not have a problem with it. I
Okay.
I, I feel like, okay, so when I was growing up, that was the thing. I feel like I knew I was going to college. I didn't have no
Mhm.
choice. Like
I know.
my parents didn't even vocalize it all the time. I knew I was going to college. I was like, I'm going to college. It was just a matter of picking which one. Now it's so many different options. Like I don't feel like I did not um I was not in spaces where there's a lot of small business or business owners. And maybe if I would have heard their perspective,
Yeah.
it might have been different. But for
Different.
me, what I got from everybody around me was college, 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 college. And because I did well in school, it was almost like oh, you're going to college. And like I said, my parents didn't force that all the time. It was a known thing. You going to college in this house. I don't know where they live, but oh, you going to college. So yeah, I did that. Now, what I will say is if I have children that do not want to go, I still want them to be productive and have a plan. Like that, I don't want you sitting on this couch over here and
Oh, ain't gonna be sitting now.
you not know
That's
you're
what I
gonna
was gonna say. You gonna have to draw me up a plan, and you gonna tell me where you going, sister.
that
'Cause
part.
you ain't sitting up in here
You're
every
not
day.
sitting in here. You're not. No, no, we ain't doing that.
What's gonna be your new address? What's that jewelry push up? That's what one friend of mine, her daughter was in college, and she wanted to drop out. She said, "Oh, that's fine." She said, "You come on home." She said, "You could work at McDonald's and flip." She said, "Her daughter said that's all right."
Right. She started to think she's like, oh, maybe I need to go to college.
You
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing because I know that college is not for everybody. Like my first and second, my first is going, my second is going, my third, she wants to go, and the two little ones, they little, they like,
yeah.
but if they were to say, Mom, college is not for me, I don't want to go, have a plan. I just still need you to have a plan. What are
Better
you gonna
go
do?
down there and have a plan.
Have a skill
Better
set.
mess up.
Yeah, because you can have a skill set, like you can do so many different things and be contracted out. They have Fiverr and all these types of things. You can go work and do that. You can have your own small business. Like I don't want to limit it. I wouldn't limit them, but I would say you need to plan. How are you gonna survive? How are you gonna make money? Because
What if they say they was gonna because they can make good money off of that now though. What's that? Where they pick up the grocery and stuff? Shoot, I know
oh,
somebody making $1,000 a week.
the Uber drivers and stuff like that.
Not well, picking up the food.
Oh, okay.
Uber, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm
Yeah.
picking up the groceries though from the grocery store, like Walmart. I know somebody doing that make $1,000 a week, 700 the least, but they work 7 days a week.
That's a trade-off.
You got to be see that, but the only thing is when you work for yourself, you got to work.
Yes. See, that's the other
That's
thing.
just the bottom line, people. You got to work.
And that's the thing that sometimes you don't know or people don't tell you, you don't know to ask. If you don't know, you don't know. But when you have your own small business or business, you are working because
Paperwork, taxes, you got to pay into that. When I work with the laboring women, honey, some days I was gone for 4 days straight, and then come home and sleep 24 hours a day.
See,
It'd be good money, but God dog, it'd be like,
right? You still have to work.
I slept so much. One time my husband say, "Welcome back to the living."
You know what? And you bring up a good point because I'm telling you, Miss Betty, now I have definitely been a victim to that where I feel like I'm building, trying to build and build and build so much that I've ignored my family, and I'm like, I know, just give me a
Mhm.
couple more minutes. Give me a couple more minutes. Minutes
I've
turn to
done that.
hours.
I've done that.
Yeah, and I've
I've
been
done that.
so bad that my husband's like, listen, you need you need to get it together. Like, I support you in
And
this.
you could do that to your partner too, because I used to do like, we want
Yeah,
her to get it. Now I do, I try my hardest, when he talking to focus in. Because
yeah.
I definitely, even with the phone ring and I'm really deep into something, but I said, well, honey, when you tube over, you need some friends.
Man, I'm telling you, you are talking to me. I did, and I used to see. That's what I'm saying. God is a good God because I used to get so agitated. Like what you're talking about, I'd be so into what I'm doing and like, oh, I
Uh-huh.
can do this to make it better. Oh, I can do that. I can do this. And I'd be so agitated when somebody interrupts me. And I'd be like, what? Like, I just did this. What do you want me? Like, what do you want from me? And I'm like, okay, Andre, remember your priorities. And I got to try to list them in my head. Okay, God, family. And I'd be like, oh, man. Lord, why don't you just let me have this? I mean, I'm just saying it's so easy to get caught up because you want to see it flourish, you want to see it grow, and you know how much hard work you put into it.
Oh, yeah, that's the kicker. That is, like I say with, because with the shorts, of course, I get a lot of subscribers. But with my long form, but I can say on each video I do get new subscribers now. So that's like,
That's good.
I was complaining a little bit this morning, but that's phenomenal. If you get even it's 4 or 5 every time, child, that's still good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hi, LP.
YouTube.
Hey, Frugal Mama. Frugal Mama's in here. Hey,
Oh,
Frugal Mama is in the building.
oh, mama. For
Oh,
some reason, mine done fell behind. It's up to 12, 15, 12. It don't go no farther. It don't need to go no farther, but
I know mine is is LP the last comment you got? Gotta head out, take care. Bestie.
no, I got walking into her. That was at 12:51, and what? It's almost 2 o'clock.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It fell behind. Maybe you gotta
Oh,
re
another thing too, you be up late. So would that be better if you're up late?
that's what I was trying to
Remember
explain.
Armstrong was on, girl? He had people.
And I've seen people on late, and
Yeah. I
I'm
wake
watching
up, I see somebody I like, rich new design. I get on there, tell my Betty, what you doing out of bed?
and sometimes I'm up watching those people late. And I'm like, okay, you need to be doing a live, not watching other people live. I
Yeah,
don't
get
think
everything done, get the kids down, and
once they out, then and sometimes though in my house,
I know you was gonna say that. I knew.
sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, I do have a husband over here. I gotta see about. Let me,
Mhm.
hey, husband, how you doing?
I know, but it don't have to be 7 days a week. I don't think. I don't know, girl. I did it a lot. I don't know.
I know, and I feel like that's what I'm gonna have to do. That's why I was thinking summer at first, but I think I can try to figure it. I'm still trying
Yeah,
to figure it out, and I need to make that happen. Is what I'm saying. I need to do that promptly because at 4,000, it's like I'm here. I'm just waiting for you to hit, and you're
yeah, and it's
not
gonna be work now. I tell everybody that is going to be a grind.
ready. That is gonna be work because it's work for me when I do pop up. I'm like, okay, I gotta pop up on them, and I like being
Because
here with
Trish
you.
didn't do them 7 days a week. She did them about 2 or 3 days a week. I had to push her to the little 3 or 4 hours. Come on, Trish. Come on, come on, come, 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 come on. I say, you got somebody working with you now. You better get me while you got me.
That's why I'm still on here because you on here. Because
You
I'll be
better
like,
get
it's
me
been an hour.
when you got me, girl.
Yes, well, I got you because you look, you
Ooh,
keep
girl, when
going.
she finally made it, oh,
I know she was happy. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm gonna be like the lady who the 11 years. I'm gonna be like, y'all, 12 years later. No, well, let me not speak that into existence, but I just feel
but you know what? The thing with her was when she first started 11 years ago, all you had to do was open an account. You was automatically, monetized.
hmm.
She went and put in the wrong some information, never got it straight, so she never did it. So when she came back to YouTube again, then it had those qualifications.
Oh Lord. I know she would
She
have did
said
it
she
first.
got the 500 subscribers. She's like, oh, I'm hurrying up. She said it seemed like it just stayed there forever.
That's how I feel like I was at 250 subscribers for a lifetime. I'm like, what in the world? Like, is nobody saying that? Hey, Sassy, I see you. Sassy gonna get a homestead. She gonna get a homestead.
Oh, she getting a homestead channel.
Yeah, well, I don't know if she getting a channel, but she wants a homestead.
Oh, I want something like that. Not
You
all
will?
like that. I want a little smaller house than what I. It could be a trailer, child. I don't care, and a lot of property around, and peace and quiet. My husband don't want it.
He see have you ever considered what is it, like a tiny house? Would you do
No,
that?
I don't want. You got to give me at least 1,000 square feet. Come on
Yeah,
now,
a
that's
tiny house.
tiny. 1,000 square feet is tiny. I may take 800 because that's like a apartment size. Give me 1,000. Oh no, I don't know because I need 2 bathrooms. I don't like strange people come sitting on
Yeah.
my bathroom.
See, that's what you gotta have 2
I
bathrooms.
gotta have 2 bathrooms. I
Yeah.
gotta have two
I
bathrooms.
have at least 2. Okay, so you answered the question because I also have you seen where people would take like those pods, the pods that people move in, like
Oh
move.
yeah, I've seen it
Yeah,
all.
they make houses out of pods and stuff
I
now.
love looking on them channel. A lot of people doing it so they can get some YouTube money.
Yeah, they are. And why not? God bless them. Go for it.
And one man got his truck repossessed that he was living in. What's his name? Big something. I like him a lot too. I watch him, but he got his truck repossessed and he bought this little raggedy. But he's still going.
He still do.
I give yeah, girl.
He
I
said
give
it ain't
him
gonna
an
stop
A+.
me.
I give. My husband called.
Okay. See, that's consistency. Hey, frugal. So what do you all think about that frugal and sassy? Would you all because I know wellness is into clean living. And speaking of wellness, let me say this. Wellness, thank you so much for doing your unboxing because I had somebody the day before yesterday, I popped in their live. It was somebody, VOM. Yeah. And they said that they saw the Geeky Girls Journal books because of your live. So thank you very much. That is marketing. No, is that marketing? Advertising? That's promoting. So thank you so much for promoting my materials. Thank you. And Sassy. So my question is to Wellness Sassy LP, Riaz, whoever is still in here. Would you all ever consider a tiny house? And I know I got all the way off topic. Let me know if y'all want me to get back on topic because I did have a couple more Bible verses that I want y'all to look at. If you have time, peruse these. I'll just say them just in case I can't get to them because when Miss Betty comes back, who knows where this may go. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. You know that one. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. So you got to trust in the Lord when things don't make sense. Let me see if I can find a full scripture. That way I can read it to you. Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3. So Proverbs 3, 5, 3 and 5. Okay, 3 and 5 through 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. I would, but I'm not there yet. Hey, Sassy, Ria's is saying hi. You're welcome. Yes, thank you so much, Frugal, because the people that know your channel and love your channel and see you, they'll go and see that video and I'll reap the benefits. So thank you very much. Hey, yes, I was so excited. So trust in the Lord with all your hearts. Depend on your own understanding. So back to Miss Betty. Oh yeah, so a tiny house. That's what I was talking about, Sassy.
Yeah, we was talking. No, I ain't. My sister said she wanted to say I ain't staying in no tiny house. I don't care what you.
A
I
tiny.
need 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms. I need.
You need at least 2 of everything, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I need a dining room that's not.
Got my headphones on.
Oh, okay. See, always.
1,000 square. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, you know what you need.
but a
So
1,000 square feet ain't gonna be enough for 2 bathrooms. You can
yeah,
do
you
it.
need to have
You
2
can do it
bathrooms.
with one. Yeah,
Some people don't need it. They can rough it. But we talking about you. So you say you need 2.
I need you.
I would need 2, 3. Yeah, because I mean, if I had a number of people in my house that's in here, like we did.
You need a whole ranch.
Yeah, I
When
can't.
them grandbabies start.
I could not do a tiny house right now. I don't think I could. I mean, if I was ever put in a situation, I would have to. Then I would make it work. But the life I'm living right now with these children, we'll be stepping on each other. Like it would, I don't know how that would work. Sassy said a tiny house is probably a no for me. I get claustrophobic. Yeah, that's a good.
You
That's a
just
good.
need enough room.
Wellness Sassy said hello. Hey fam, young Riz. I'm doing well, just working and lurking. Hey, we don't mind the working and the lurking. Keep on doing it.
I
Thank you.
sure.
Yeah, I like thank you, workers and lurkers. Y'all come on in. Come on in. So yeah, Miss Betty, tiny house, not for me. I've seen them though, and some cute ones. I've seen some
Yeah,
cute
that's
ones.
cute. That's about it. Where you
Yeah,
gonna take your shower, the bathroom?
yeah.
You gotta have a toilet, y'all. A working toilet.
Yeah, some people can rough it. Like I've even seen people transform like buses
I
and
think I could do it for maybe a week.
a week. See, no, we talking about people standing there for more than a week, and they. Well, what you think about the people who are in like you know what Miss Betty, what was her name that used to be in our community? And they did the van, like the van
Oh,
lifestyle.
Leanne. She was on my live the other day. Leanne.
Oh, okay. Yeah, how she doing?
Yeah. Yeah. She works too, but yeah, she stopped the van. I think she just did something the other day on there, one or two. They somewhere
Um,
visiting. So yeah,
this
Leanne.
is doing good. So yeah, well, Miss Betty, I know I've taken a lot of your time up. I don't look, you got me at the 2 hour mark. Oh God, it's good.
All the time.
All
All
the
the
time.
time. But
God is
it's been fun though, y'all.
You know what? Let me ask you something. Since we just all the time, God's good thing. Now, do you okay? I saw
Mhm.
this short. I didn't see a long form video. I'm just telling you what I saw from the short. Candace Owens. Somebody was interviewing her and they said to her, God is good. And then she was like, God is great. She started saying the prayer that you say when you're gonna eat.
Yeah.
They were like, mm-mm. And I don't know, I guess she caught a little flack for that because they're like, most people would know. And I'm just thinking about that. Like, is that something that everybody has to know? Because I know it, because I know I grew up,
Yeah.
but is
Yeah.
that something that people like expect you to know? Because she was just like, God's great. And oh,
Yeah, we kind of expect it.
yeah, I think culturally, especially because it
I
said,
mean, like Trump wife. And this ain't. She was reading the Our Father prayer, and I'm like, you got to read Our Father prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy. We all know that, lady. And that's when you kind of know that. Okay. Like,
yeah, it might tell a few things. Like,
yeah, you best not do it. I'm trying to think. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm just talking about what he called the book. He was saying a scripture. He was calling the name wrong.
I remember, and they had the flaming Bible and all that stuff. Because the internet,
And he
like,
called the scripture that I forgot, but he had the name. He was
he said
pronounced.
it
I'm
wrong.
saying, now, boy, come on now.
He should have just, you know what? If he didn't know it, just look it up and read it. Just that way
When
you
you
got
start,
right.
because people are always listening for, like, okay.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Internet are
you
watching
kind you
internet.
kind of know a little bit,
And that's how my interpretation of that's how they kind of came for her. Like, you were supposed to say God is good all the time, all the
Yeah,
time, God's good. It almost seems like a
yeah,
given, but I guess
yeah.
she proved it was not for everybody. And I was just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. Like I had never ran
Uh-huh.
into anybody, in
Yeah,
my experience that didn't know.
yeah.
So I
And
was just
it's
like,
who you're raised around, and
yeah,
and all
absolutely.
that
So,
good
you
stuff.
might need to give her a pass. Like she might not have been in those circles that knew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she could have been Catholic. She could, because I can't see Catholics. I don't know. Maybe they would know. I don't know. But it
Yeah,
just seemed more like a Baptist and
yeah, like
thing that we were raised up in. So
mhm. Yeah, we all just know that cadence. Like, okay, this is what's supposed to be said next. But she did not have it, so I'm like, poor baby. But like that wasn't her experience. She's like, what are you talking about? Do you know that one, Riz? Because you said you're Muslim. Do you know that one? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to call you out or anything. I just wonder. So Yeah, Miss Betty. So what you want to tell us all what you have going on so I can let
Well, this evening, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have my vlog coming on. I think it's only like 11 or 12 minutes. And I'm going to try to rest as much today. I'm going to try not to edit. I'm going to
okay.
try my best. I got it all organized, but I'm going to try my best not to go back in there.
That's a challenge right there.
This
Listen, you have a schedule though for like when you do everything, like if you edit on a specific day and
I haven't quite gotten that down yet, but I got my book today. I need to get that down because something
yeah.
went out the ocean and the window and
It's okay to have to tweak things. I mean, I didn't tweak stuff. I don't know how many
Ooh,
times.
girl.
I bought I have a book. I have another plan. I bought another plan. I already have one, but I was like, let me just buy another one.
I know about that one.
Yeah, I said if I buy
I
one, I can
do.
write it in time block again, and I'm hoping I can get it together. But I know I'm gonna still be tweaking. Like, okay, this day didn't work.
Yeah,
I'm gonna work at this day and this time.
yeah.
Well,
People just are better at it. That's just
yeah.
the
But also, I
bottom
think
line.
if I have it and I can kind of look at that as a record, then I'll know. Okay, Monday didn't work at this time, so maybe I'll try Friday at this time. I can look back at it and see what my pattern was or what I did and what I can do differently. I think for me, writing it down, that's why it would be helpful.
Mhm.
Otherwise, sometimes you might forget. I might forget that I did something on Monday at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. And I
So,
think I need to take like my shower probably about 6 o'clock. I do. I need to probably eat earlier, take my shower and stuff around. I need to change some stuff. And that keeps coming to me about that God is at you. About that.
mhm,
It's
that's how-
been there for a while. It is about changing that around, then I can make sure because y'all know as you get older, you gotta make sure you moisturize everything. But everything dry, y'all. It's dry, it's dry.
ooh,
So
give us.
anyway, make sure
I have to have you back so you can give us.
yeah, but please definitely think about the 4,000 hours.
I will.
It's not going to be easy.
Oh, I know it ain't easy because the only 200 I got ain't been easy. And I'm just like, I know. I said, Andre, you need to get yourself together. Well, I would say that, and I'd be like, okay, can I do it live today? But it's going. I'm gonna
Yeah, it's whenever you know you can at least I don't want to say how many times a week, but I know it don't need to be 7. I know that.
You
You
don't
know
need
what
to
I
be
mean?
there.
But
You
if
need
you
to
have a
pray.
time where you feel like I'm gonna give it a little bit extra, put the
Yeah,
cheering and everybody on there.
like like today, I was able to give it some extra because I usually be like, oh, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. See, guys, gotta go. But my daughter, she drives, so sometimes she
Yeah,
can
I
pick
heard you said
me up.
that because I'm like, what time you supposed to be off? Because she know I'll be getting her off of here.
Yeah,
Girl, you gotta go
you
pick
like
up this kid.
think about the kids. You be like, wait, what time is it, Geeky? I'm like, oh, I forgot. I got to go get
I got
this shot.
a couple of you ain't got no couple more minutes.
No, today I got a little leeway because and my daughter that I would have to pick up earlier, she has an afternoon activity, so it's going to be later, and the other one I can just pick up at 3:15. So I got a little time. But so I'm glad I was able to,
Yeah,
have her there.
I'm glad I felt good enough to come up here because
I know you look good though. You don't look like nothing wrong with you.
well, I was when did I'm trying to think what I must have filmed Monday because Monday because Tuesday and Wednesday I was like well Tuesday mainly the day I'm like coming back but Tuesday I was like
Uh, you probably just needed a break, a rest, or something.
I do because when I look at it, I think I'm taking like Saturday, Sunday, but really I'm not. That's what's supposed to be that schedule
Mhm.
is. But
You
I
know,
really go up on people's lives like I used to.
I
I'm
know. I'm so
very,
honored. I know you don't.
very rare, very rare. Okay, well, it's been fun. 2 hours and 8 minutes.
I
Minutes.
know it's been
Y'all.
thumbs up, everybody. And look, I'm gonna work on my schedule too, Miss Betty, because I've been getting that same tap on my shoulders, like
Mhm.
move stuff up. And I also find, I'm gonna just say this before I leave. I also find that if I, okay, because I did this with one thing, I moved the time up. It's made a difference in my life because where I had all this stuff, I feel like I had a lot of stuff packed at the end of my day, and I was overwhelmed trying to do all
Mhm.
this stuff. I'm like, Andre, did I move some things?
Mhm.
Move the things earlier
Mhm.
if you can move to an earlier time slot. Like
Mhm.
you said, taking a shower. I don't want to take a shower at 10 o'clock. Maybe I can take one at
Will be later, honey.
yeah, right. So Just a little bit.
So I
Not,
definitely want to do that so I can, do more little me time. And
yeah.
around 6 o'clock would be phenomenal. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, do it because you already know that you already got a plan in place, Miss Betty.
Try.
So, all right. Well, it's been lovely. We'll have,
Yeah, it's been great.
I know. Thank you for coming on. Tell everybody where they can find you if they don't know, because I think most
Hey,
people.
just add I am Betty J. Gathers.
All right, you heard it there.
I am Betty J. Gathers.
The daughter of who?
Jean Grey.
I love it. I love it. Every time you say that, I'm like, yes. The daughter of.
Daughter Jean Grey. My
Yeah,
mommy.
that's her mama. All right.
Yep.
Well, we will see you all later, Miss Betty. Thanks again for coming up. And you made this effortless because I was like, what am I talking about? But we got it together.
Yep, we got it. Okay, I'm gonna hit this little leave button and y'all.
Yes. See you later. Have a good rest of your day.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, everybody. If we had nothing else, then I will thank you for coming in. Thank you for spending this 2 hours and 10 minutes with me. Everybody who showed up, all the new faces, all the dreamers, because I haven't used that in a long time. Thank you all for supporting me, and those who have stayed here for the whole 2 hours, the whole 1 hour, the whole 10 minutes, whatever you gave me. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it. And I am going to see you all in the next video. When is it going to be? Only God knows. So keep your notifications on. I am going to try to be more consistent and work on this schedule thing, but pray for me. We're going to work it out. All right. I will see you all later. Have a great rest of your day and see you in the next video. Bye.